So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, fabulous viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I am so glad that you're here and that you guys found me. I hope that this reading resonates for you guys. For those of you guys who are returning, I'm so grateful to be here, so blessed. I can't wait to get into your reading today. And these are the decks I'll be using for today's reading. I'll put a link right here for those of you guys who are interested in charging these cards energetically, or if you're just wanting to take a look at the decks in detail. For this reading, we'll be doing a pick a card or a pick a deck, and I'll hold these decks up shortly for your options. I'll put the timestamps down below, and what we'll be looking at is the person on your mind, their energy, and how they're feeling about you / the connection between you and this person. Okay, so I don't know if we're going to be getting their current state so much as it is their overall energy. Okay, so we'll let spirit sort of gather whatever you need to know about this person's energy. Okay, and then we'll look at how they're currently feeling about you or / the connection as well in this reading. Okay, so use your intuition, and if you feel like the energy in that pile does not sound like your person and doesn't resonate, then it's not your pile and you don't need to make it fit, okay? It's not going to be everybody's person or everybody's reading, and sometimes the reading comes reversed, completely flipped, and it's your energy. Okay, so if I'm sensing two energies and I'm like calling it your person, but it's you, just flip it, okay? But do not force messages to fit. And I don't like the whole just take what resonates and leave the rest type reading, because then I could just throw a whole bunch of information out there. It doesn't really help anybody, okay? But there will be sometimes specific messages that don't apply to everyone. It's a general reading, okay? So general readings, they're not going to be... are going to have certain messages that don't belong to you, but I'll generally say this is very specific and it's not for all of you guys, but for some of you guys, okay? But for the most part, that energy in that pile should resonate for you, okay? It should match your person's energy, and then we'll pull through how they're feeling about you and the connection. Okay, so gorgeous angels, I'm so glad that you guys are here. And I can't wait to get into your reading. Like I said, I'll put the timestamps below. And let's start with our 4 options. All right, so option number 1, we have what is it called again? The Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. Option 1. Tarot of the Holy Spectrum, okay? Option number 2, we have the Frantic Pincher Tarot. Option number 3, we have the Surrealist Tarot. And option number 4, we have the Morgan Greer Tarot. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can't pick it like this, then it's not your reading. Okay, I don't care. Go someplace else. All right, and if you have a difficult time selecting from these 4, close your eyes, open your eyes, and whichever one you feel called to will most likely be your pile. And if it sounds like it's predominantly your energy, your person on your mind could be in another pile. Okay, so this is why we're drawn to multiple piles. And sometimes someone we don't expect to hear from pulls through. Okay, because Spirit likes to just hijack readings, and I have no control over that. But you do have control over what you listen to. If you don't want to listen to it, then I will see you at the next one. All right, I will put the timestamps below, and I'll see you guys shortly. Hello, pile number 1. You guys picked the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. And let's get into your reading. Where shall we put this? I don't know. Let's put it over here. All right. So, no, I don't like this thing over here because it's reflecting in my eyes. I'm going to move it. Just going to move it. Okay. A little weird. Developing a little bit of a fidgety thing. Okay, so pile number 1, we're looking at the person you came here about. Okay, hopefully that's the person that pulls through. If it's not, then don't blame the tarot reader and go to another pile, go to another reading. Okay, so I've pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these, so this might be a little different than what you're used to. We'll pull tarot to confirm what's going on here. Okay, but we're going to lay all the oracle cards first and tap into this person's energy. And if this doesn't sound like your person at all, well, then this isn't your pile. Okay, but it's going to be their energy, how they're feeling about you, and the connection. Okay, it's a sort of a mishmash here. So give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. Okay, and then we have Sun and Pluto with the number 10. 10s are all about completions and ends of cycle. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, Sun energy for the 10. So we have Leo and we have some Scorpio. And with the 1s talking about new beginnings. Okay, some Aquarius and some Virgo, Gemini. So lots of signs pulling through already. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So I'm getting a lot of earth energy also. Okay, Ash, 33. 33 is a master number. I just heard Jesus. Okay, I just heard Jesus. So 33, master number. Reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, and joy. And harmony with this Ash. All right, balance, 12 and 3. Okay, 3 again. So we have 3, 3, 3. So 3s are all about growth, relationships, initial success. 3s, creativity and joy, communication, self-expression, about groups and fun. 3 is the divine feminine energy. We have the masculine with the sun here, okay? So we have 11, 11. Take me home, pathway to true love. Oh my goodness. Oh my. I'm already getting an energy of what this is, okay? Feeling invincible. 257 says not able to be seen or heard by others, unseen values, emotional neglect, social erasure. I don't know how to say it, but essentially being erased socially. Baddie. 171. Okay, which is 9. Confident, attractive, and independent woman or person who is unapologetically, oh my goodness, unapologetically herself. Okay. Baddie? Sure. Then we have solitude. Virgo energy comes through with this because of the hermit with the lights and the solitude. Okay. And then we have separation. We also have judgment. Judge less, understand more. Criticize, invaluation. Sorry, it's like really hard for me to even see these letters. Invaluation and condemnation. Very challenging to make out those letters. My goodness. Okay, goddess. Wow, that's a baddie over here. Look at her body English, same. Okay, light attributes. The feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Shadow attribute, exploitation of the feminine nature and form. Wow. Also, I don't know if I said there's some Sagittarius pulling through here, some Taurus and some Libra, okay? We have surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an existing new world of possibilities. Okay, and then it's looking like a mirror here. I don't know if it's an archway, but it looks like a mirror. Okay, 34 and 7. So you have some Cancer energy here. says relationship skill, ego level, enthusiasm, lightness, dynamic projects, joyful, pleasure, optimism. Type 7 enthusiast, thinking center between pleasure and pain, with the heart chakra, with the green. And then we have a father with his child. Oh, looks like a father. Could just be masculine energy. And every time I get this card, I say he's sitting on the toilet because that's exactly what it looks like, but I don't think it is. There's some funny stories we'll get into. Okay. So we have desperation, 35, and the number 8. Some Leo and some Aquarius energy here, okay? Wow. Okay. This energy is so consistently strong here, this message. Okay. Finding love, spouse, and lover with 17. Okay. Pathway to true love. And we have spouse, lover. More Aquarius energy. Also another 8. So 88, it might be something you're seeing here, but 88 is a master number. A higher calling that is grounded in self-awareness, okay, and reverence for life. We have camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. So I'm getting 6 cups energy from that. Okay. And then we have Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. With an owl here. Owls always, when I see them, when I'm doing tarot readings like this, I get Queen of Swords energy. Okay. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Inner wisdom. Yeah, and it's also the solitude, this hermit's type energy, but this is the feminine version here, the Queen of Swords, okay? And then we have fearlessness, 24 and 6. So Capricorn and Gemini energy, conscious awakening, ego level, dependency on others, need for support, need for safety, recurrent doubt, need for stability, tendency to distrust. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. And with the gold, I always get the higher self here pulling through. Okay, 18 and 9. So we have some Cancer and Virgo energy, inner call, ego level with the solar plexus, self-awareness, asserting versus staying calm, taking initiatives, express needs, determination, making choices, emotion, expression. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. And we have 2 ends. This is Pisces and Libra pulling through. Okay, veil of ignorance, ego level, being useful, need of recognition, rescuer syndrome, helper's pride, self-forgetfulness, veiled own needs, affective dependence. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving with the root chakra. Okay, so you guys pick I always forget the name of this tarot, the tarot of the Holy Spectrum. And I'm going to put it here as well. Might as well. Those don't feel right because it came off the top. So Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile. Number 1, regarding the person they came here about and their feelings and their energy right here, right now. Person pile 1 came here about. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Please protect the viewer and the person they came here about for the greatest and highest good of this connection. How is the person on their mind feeling right here, right now? All right. Bottom of the deck, we have 7 swords. Sneak, sneak, sneak away. Okay. Don't freak out. Okay, 6 swords. So swords. Right by this Queen of Swords, like I said. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, we have the 7 Pentacles in the reverse. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the 2 Cups. And we have the Queen of Cups, and she's in reverse. Okay, and then we have the 6, which is the Lovers. Here, more Gemini energy. Okay. I'm also feeling strong Capricorn. I know that the Lovers is generally Gemini, but with the 6 here, I am getting the choice to be made here, which is choosing fear or choosing love. So let me sit with this energy, even though it's coming through very strong, very clear, and then we'll channel. You can click on the timestamp below. Let me just see what's under that. Is the 3 Pentacle in reverse. Okay. Okay. I don't like that. Pile number one, wowzers, wowzers. I did a lot of the signs, okay, when I laid the cards out. I don't think all the signs are here. I think we might be everything but water and fire here is what it seems to me, okay? There might be slight. There was some Pisces and some Scorpio, but for the most part, this is a lot of air and earth energy in this pile, okay? Yeah. So the person you came here about, I feel like you've been challenged with this person, okay? Because this person's energy is a work in progress, okay? Like really a work in progress here. I feel like this person, whatever the issue is, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. In fact, you're coming through as someone that they put on a pedestal here, someone who's a dream person to this person, okay? But it's like very intimidating to this person. So attraction's there for sure, okay? But they really like your bodies coming through here. I don't usually do like physical type things here, but it's coming through very strong. They're very pulled to you. Also, you most likely have long dark hair, okay? It's very interesting because this is what pulls through here for the feminine energy, okay? And this is where I'm getting a lot of your energy from, okay? If you don't have that attribute, it still might be your pile here, but it's so strong. I can't help it but think you have long dark hair, okay? Unless, of course, it's flipped reverse. And now for your person, we're getting a beard. Okay, so I do feel your person could certainly carry look like this guy. You're like, that's not my person. Well, he has a beard, that's for sure. Okay, so this guy also has a beard here. Okay, so facial hair. So maybe it's just telling me that this is the divine masculine energy that I'm tapped into here. Okay, but take that as a message. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate, because that's not the main thrust of what I'm going to channel here. So I got giggles. This person is, their shadow is coming through with this connection. And I do feel like this person could have coasted throughout their existence. And because I am getting your person's energy like this, I am getting a more older person, okay? But like they're more, not necessarily that they're more mature in connection, because I don't necessarily feel that they are, unless, of course, they've gone through something here that's really challenged them. This person is older in age is kind of what I feel. So either they've been married in the past, or they just are over a certain age. I definitely feel over 35, okay? It doesn't mean old, but anyway, I'm going to get on with the reading. I'm just channeling very funny. So this person's an avoidant, okay? They haven't been working with you. This is the challenge. They're not showing up here, and they're not showing up because you're doing anything here. This person absolutely feels like you're the one for them, okay? It feels very much like you're their person, but this person has been removed, and I do feel like they haven't really been seen, okay, by people, and they haven't really been seen in connection. And this person likes to sort of push people out in a way with this avoidance, and not have to be held accountable for saying who they are and claiming what they want and what they're about. And so this is why I feel we're missing a lot of fire here. This person doesn't seem very ambitious, very driven, very confident. This is the opposite of that type of an energy. Okay. Even if they come across to you with what they say as maybe being confident, if you're intuitive enough, you'd know that this person, or at least looking at the facts of this person, I don't feel like this person is very much up in some sort of successful position in their world, okay? Because I feel like their fire is missing, and I feel like they are being called to take a look at themselves through this connection. So this connection is bringing up not only them dealing with the romantic part of this connection, okay, which scares them, by the way, because you feel like you're out of their league, but also where they have not had success in their life, especially if this person is older. The older this person is, it's like, have I really lived? What have I accomplished? If this person is single, okay, doesn't have children, something like this could be a case. Okay, and so now there's this like connection and bond with you that runs very deep. And now this person is sort of in this desperate state because they can't escape this connection and escape you. They don't want to escape you. You're the best thing here for them, okay? But it's like, how do I, look at the mirror here. How do I, it's like this person just witnessed a unicorn here, okay? But aside from the witnessing of you and something surreal, it's like, it comes with this shadow. And so the shadowy part that I'm going to get into here is created this person's way of being. And I don't know if this is something that's really taken this person down at a certain point in their adult life or when they were younger. But there is a point in time that this person started to go down a path of avoidance and isolation in some way. Okay, so even if this person distracts themselves, it's like with other people or other things, they're doing this because they are very removed. They feel very much like an island unto themselves. This person essentially feels pretty invisible, and I think it's I know here it's a coping mechanism, but it feels so sad at the same time. Not that they're saying it's sad. It's like, it feels sad because it's like, I cope this way rather than getting hurt, rather than dealing with the thing that I need to sort of go to look at because there's nothing there. Like, this person really feels like the I that creates the self. Okay, now there is no I when we transcend ego, but in this fashion, this is like where we disassociate because we're so avoidant. We don't create a sense of self. And so this person would have a hard time saying, I, like I will claim this. I will make things official. I love you. I am standing in what I just said, because this person is sort of a drifter, a disassociating type of person here. And so this connection is highlighting this person's shadows. And I do feel like part of what's going on in your connection is coming through here because I do feel like there's a turn of events here. And I do feel like this person is coming online. I do feel like this person now, for whatever has happened in your connection, because I do feel like for a lot of you guys, there's a lot of history here, and it's a pivotal point here where this person is going to have to either shit or get off the pot or choose you or do something here. And so I feel like they're wanting to do the thing that they might have been avoiding to do. Okay. I also feel like because this person has been disassociating or not connecting to their sense of I or self, they've been physically having to experience challenges in their world, like health-wise. I feel this person could really struggle, they could really struggle. It could be anxiety, and however they deal with that anxiety, because a lot of times we like to cover this up by drinking, by smoking, by partying, by numbing ourselves, by playing video games, by living in fantasy, whatever their thing is here. You'll know your person. But I feel like it's the anxiety stress of this gap or this non-person here that they feel like a non-person. Okay, and so this connection does definitely feel twin flame-ish to me, okay? Now, I'm not going to label anything here, and you don't got to believe in labels. In fact, I wanted to go off on a big tangent about the twin flames, but I'm not going to do it. Not today, but I will, because people are completely confused as to what it is, okay? And we use words in the English language, And so twin flame is a word, just like any other word. If we don't have words, we don't know what we're talking about. It's a thing that definitely exists in regards to a type of soul connection here. Something is mirrored. Okay, now all people mirror back to us a certain thing, okay, from within us. But these types of connections are so intense here because they bring up our deepest, darkest shadow here, things that we really need to resolve. Okay, it does feel quite karmic here. And so this person is being called to heal this and being called to bring balance to themselves. This is really about them balancing themselves, because I do feel this person is out of balance. Okay, and I do feel like this person does have childhood wounds is pulling through here. Okay, could be with a father figure, and it could be that this person, feels very nurtured by you. So this could be a parent-child type dynamic, or it could have been at one point in time, because I do feel like something shifted, like I said, and maybe you've overextended. This would be the type of person, maybe if you were caught in some form of karmic thing or a twin flame connection where you overextend to this person, And so there's this thing here where this person is needing to resolve their lack of belief in themselves to go after this connection and claim what they want, because there's never a doubt here that this person doesn't want this connection. I think this person really comes hard on themselves. They judge themselves. What I haven't done, I haven't been successful. I haven't accomplished much. I'm not confident in myself to win. If I went after it, I'd probably lose. I'm not this, I'm not that. And so there's a lot of this type of self-speak and judgment that pulls through in this person in the subconscious. Now, they might not be exuding these words to you, okay, or in their world, like saying this type of stuff. In fact, sometimes it covers up with the opposite. If there's an ego, that tries to sort of overcompensate, it could come out that way. But I don't know, only your person, they could be quite quiet or reserved. But for some of you guys, it could be that this person is trying to overcompensate in some way. But the main energy you would feel, if you're intuitive, under that is a lack of self-confidence, because they judge themselves and they don't feel good enough, essentially, at the end of the day here, okay? And so you're the opposite of this energy. You've been brought into this person's world to reflect back to them a part of themselves that they don't feel they have connected to or see in themselves. Now, if they don't have the thing they think they don't have, they wouldn't see it in you. We have to have it in ourselves in order to see it in others, else we wouldn't know what we're seeing. We wouldn't see it at all. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. It's like a baby who doesn't know what they're seeing at all. They just see things, like with their eyes, or they're looking. But when we look at something that we understand as something we like or connect with, this is why we get inspired by certain people. And it's like, whoa, they have this or they have that. And it's like, because we have it within us. And so you have something here within this person, okay? A rocking body. No, something within your energy that this person admires, okay, which is this confidence and this attractive, magnetic, independent energy, okay, and it's a part of this person that needs to come online, because if this doesn't come online, this person hasn't healed this part of themselves. Okay, so I do feel there is an agreement of sorts with this person from either a past life, okay, or like I said, twin souls or high-level soulmate, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter so much as it is an agreement to reflect back to this person something that needs to get healed. So there's a lot of love here for sure, okay? True love says, take me home. The home is the self, okay? Like the self before I got the low self-esteem, the self that I was before I started making judgments, the self I was before all of the trauma and all of the experience and all the judgments came online. This is what you're bringing this person back to, so that when they shed what they're not and see through the illusion of what they're not, then they're able to choose this connection, because all connections need to be chosen by our conscious free will. Okay, so if you are in a twin flame contract of sorts, okay, or a karmic contract or something like this, I don't see the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So I don't know, but I do feel like there is enough here with the mirrors and this Six Cups energy that I'm feeling, and this fact that there is this like a true love emerging that transcends beyond this person's shadow is telling me that this runs very, very deep. This connection is meant for a reason. And so once this person sort of transmutes this shadow energy or sees through the illusion or connects to the I, okay, and you'll know because this person's language will change, and it could slightly be changing already, meaning they might be more taking accountability, more present in your life. And if they're not, they do feel this person is moving in that direction. Okay, some of you guys might even be in separation saying, well, we're separate. It's like after this period of separation, this person is going to come online here. Okay, I do feel like there needs to be periods of time where this person integrates, and it's integrated while they're removed from you. And so there could be bouts where there's conflict, where this person falls into ego, falls into shadow. Okay, and then they need to reflect and sit with that shadow and integrate what they've learned and then come back more healed or more balanced. And I do feel like this is this person's way of becoming more healed and more balanced so that they can overcome whatever this challenge is. This is the reason this person could not be available here. And I feel like this person has been doing this for some time already. Okay, now if you're new with this person and you're saying, well, that's not, it wasn't because of me, it could be that they were doing this in a previous sort of connection. Now, when you come across this person, okay, and this is why they were sort of, I don't know, making themselves not available. But I think that's like for a very, very small percent of you guys. For the most part, you have been with this person, witnessing this, okay, this person pulling away. And when they pull away here with this solitude, separation, and this need for balance and integration, is because you held the mirror and shined some light on this, on the ego, on the shadow. And this person collapses, okay? Instead of dealing with, it's like a collapse. I can't stand in this because I'm not ready and I'm not healed. And so they might fall back into whatever it was that they disassociate. Okay, because you see this person, you see them, and they're like, how do you see me when they feel they don't really exist? And this is very hard for one to understand because it's not like they're saying, oh, I just don't exist. Don't look at me. I'm not a person. It's not like that. It's like a fear, okay, because it runs very deep. It's like a fear based on creating an identity of a self, because then I would have to claim my life. Okay, and this is why I was saying they lack the maybe the ambition or the fire energy to do anything. So it seems like floating, because this way I sort of don't have to commit and be held accountable. I could just have experience life and feelings. Okay, but this isn't from a transcended point of view where we're just experiencing present moment and we're all done our shadow work or whatever. It's never come online. It's never come online. And so this person has a block here, a block in, I do feel, even though we're not seeing it here, but this type of an energy would have a block in communicating great truths, in committing, in claiming and driving and showing up. Okay, so we do have the 7 Pentacles in reverse and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, which means we can look at that and say, well, this person just doesn't want to put the effort, or they're lazy. No, not at all. It's like they lack so much self-confidence. That's like, if I try, I'd fail. I don't know how I would do it because I just would require this thing that I don't think I ever had. And we don't know what we've never had. Like they've never developed a sense of I. So this is what tells me it's probably been like a childhood, I feel, It's like whatever happened to them dissolved or disposed of their sense of I. And so if they've had past relationships or connections, it's like they were able to engage with people in that energy. But I feel like it either never worked or it was just very surface and superficial. And they never had to hold their feet to the fire here. This connection is holding this person's feet to the fire. Okay, this person, you're their ultimate sort of dream here with this star energy. Okay, but I feel it's the healing that comes with this connection is very painful for this person, but it's driving them to resolve this because it does feel very destined. Okay, but it is requiring them to really plunge into the depths and become aware of that sense of I that is there, because that I, it didn't ever really go anywhere. They just disassociate from it and they've never connected to it. Okay, and so the more judgments that they carry and the more they have this sort of understanding about themselves, the more they were separate from themselves. And if they couldn't connect to their truest self, then they couldn't connect in this connection here. Okay, and so they're being called to show up here, okay, in this connection. And I do feel it is very much like this destined connection where this person will have to use their free will to make choices and not stay in fear. But this is the thing here, okay? It's not that this person can just stay as they were. Okay, this healing is happening to this person because the mirror is already held up. This person is already catalyzed into this integration. Once this sort of comes online and they connect, then they can make a free will choice to choose you or whatever it is that they want to do. Okay, and so by that point, they'll be online, but they cannot choose this connection when they haven't connected to the self. Okay, and so this is why if you are dealing with this person, it could feel like it's very, very long, like it's been a long time, and maybe it's a long time where this person wasn't showing up, wasn't energetically putting any effort in this connection. You could say, well, they weren't putting max effort, or they weren't caring about me or watering this connection or invested, or it was just so super slow, or they were stuck for some time here, like not showing up. And it's clear here that this person has a lot of love for you. And if they were able to show up in their mind as being your other cup and your equal, they would. Okay, they would definitely do this. But in their mind, they feel, and they're right, if this is the energy they were in, they couldn't match your energy. Okay, now look at how invisible she is here. It's all like a cutout. Wow, I'm getting a really strong download. So this, again, the feeling invisible. These two people are hugging. Okay, and it's like a shadow of this person, or like the same. That's why I'm getting very strong twin flame. It's like same soul. This person feels very soul connected to you. This feels like one soul split in two bodies. Okay, this is what it feels like here. And so you're tied to this person soulfully, energetically. There is soul recognition here, and this person sees themselves in you, that part of themselves that disappeared, went away, got, I don't know, a trauma here, something from childhood. Okay, and so I do feel like this person feels like they haven't found their anchor, they haven't found their purpose, they haven't found a need for them to have to show up or do something. They never really were called to do this. They could disassociate and float around. Okay, but I do feel it's very much taken a toll on this person's energy. And so I feel like for some of you guys, you might have removed your emotions from this person. Okay, especially if you are in a period of separation or you've overextended to this person. This could be why this person feels there's this need to make things right. Okay, and really wants to come in again and work with you. Okay, but I do feel like for a lot of you guys, I feel it's been an imbalanced connection. You could be very emotional or have gone through your own, because this mirror could definitely reflect back to you, your own emotional journey here, where maybe you had to balance your own emotions with this person. You know, like you could have overextended or overcared. Again, like I said, it was a parent-child. And so with a child, there's a lot of this, like, you know, like we're having to sort of sacrifice yourself in some regard. And you could definitely feel overextended here emotionally. Okay, but I feel like this is a block in this person's emotional house, like this person, okay, because all the cups I see here is you. Okay, I really feel like if this is your person's energy, it's a block to love, because this person can't, it's not that they don't feel it, they definitely feel it. Okay, but if there is no I to claim it, it's like it's an emotion felt within me, but I can't express it. I can't do anything with it. I can't tell you it back. I can't claim it back. I sit here in that feeling of emotion. Okay, and so if this is a twin flame connection, the divine feminine, which I'm going to read as you, it gets pulled to this masculine energy, okay? Like in a way here that she can't control or deny or avoid or suppress. And so in this shared field, because I do feel it's a shared field, okay? This shared field, it's like the masculine that I'm reading here could utilize the divine feminine's emotional container to process his emotions. Okay, so he's processing his emotions through her, through periods of solitude and separation where he integrates, because it's the shared field. The minute she grounds herself and she is no longer in this state of housing or containing the energy of this connection, and how you'll know this is you, if you are overextending and you're drained and you're pulled to this person energetically, emotionally, okay, and it's like, well, I'm not in a fantasy, it's just I have this dynamic where there's an overextension of love here. Okay, now we can never overextend love, but we can invest energetically in things that are balanced, or we could overextend when we're investing in things that don't come back to us. And so these types of connections, though, it's not as standard as making a choice to stick around or not stick around. These connections are tethered in a way that is a soul contract. You can't just go wandering off and say, forget this person. Okay, there's no forgetting this person. There's a soul agreement here. And what we've come to do here is to connect to that of unconditional love, because unconditional love is going to make this person take a look at their unhealed part of themselves that's in the shadow that they're having to deal with. That's the purpose of this connection. And then could they come around and choose you? Sure. After the purpose is sort of done here, because the purpose here is for them to heal this thing. Okay, no, there's nothing to heal, like I always say, but it's remove what's fake or what the illusion is, that I'm this, or I'm incapable, or I'm that, or I don't have a sense of my own internal self to anchor to. Okay, because this seems like someone very drifty, even though there's no water, like I said. Okay, so actually I said there's no water, but there is a little bit of water here. There's Scorpio and Pisces, I keep saying, okay, and even some Cancer, but it's very small. Okay, because I do feel the big block here with the emotions, because this person probably feels deep, but they don't do anything with it here. Okay, but the fire is definitely missing, because I feel like this person, it doesn't do anything, isn't taking action, and it could be very infuriating and frustrating. Okay, so this mirrored connection, I do feel, is your energy coming through. Okay, you're coming through as someone who needs to learn about boundaries, who needs to learn discernment, who will learn through wisdom of experience through here, of dealing with somebody here who might be very opposite of you when it comes to how you drive your life. Okay, how you drive your life. You could be someone very ambitious or successful, driven, passionate, expressive, and all of this stuff. Okay, this person is not like this. Okay, because it doesn't mean that this person doesn't have the ability to do these things. It's just they weren't connected to that part of themselves. And so they see this in you. Okay, but I feel like throughout this journey, it's been very challenging for you. So you might have cut this person out. You could definitely, like I said, already be in separation. You could have been very hurt by this person. Or you could just be saying, once this person shows up here, then maybe we'll talk. But right now, they left me feeling a little bit hurt by this experience. Your person is definitely very mental here, okay? Like mental energy, like in their mind. So it's very strong Gemini energy that pulls through. Also, we got some Aquarius and some Libra, but this is all about being in the mind and telling ourselves whatever narrative and then believing those stories. So this person has a very hard time trusting other to feel safe. I think this person feels very safe with you. Okay, especially if you did have a parent type role for whatever point in time. Okay, they needed to feel wanted. They wanted stability. They wanted to release their doubt. They could have seemed like the type of person who was very dependent on your energy. Okay, and with this desperation, like very much like needing your energy. Okay, and so this would be why you might have felt like you had no choice but to over cushion this person, because there's a lot going on here with this distortion. Okay, but as we know, it doesn't really help when we aren't learning of our own self-worth and self-value and putting in our boundaries. However, when we go through these karmic things, there's a certain period of time where we have to engage and do the dance. We have to do the dance, whatever it is, because we're being mirrored certain things about ourselves here. Okay, and so I feel like both sides are learning about balance. Both sides are wanting to come together, okay, but healed. And I feel like if this person's really disappointed you here, then it could be that you're just very weary. Like, what will this person bring? Can this person actually hold their weight? Is this person going to be good enough to connect with in a way here emotionally that isn't going to leave me drained if I choose them? Can we move beyond what has happened? Because for some of you guys, what has happened has been so heavy that's like it's hard to move beyond it. It's like it's hard to move beyond it, but your person's energy is coming through very strong. It's like, give me another chance. I'm very enthusiastic about what we can create. You are my success. They live through you with this success in which they can find their own. And I think this person's turned some sort of energy around or is in the middle of this, okay, integration. And it's like, I'm ready for abundance. I'm ready for success. I'm ready to leap into this thing. And I don't think this person has been in an energy like this ever. Okay, like ready to leap, because I feel like there's a self-awareness now that's come online that they can't undo or unsee. Okay, and they're really being called to assert themselves, to claim what they want, to express what they want, to take initiative, to make choices, and all of this stuff. And this is what's been missing, because when we lack the sense of I, okay, that center point, and we're sort of just disassociated, drifting, not claiming. And so we cannot make those sort of claims because it'd be too irreversible. I can't unclaim it, and then I am accountable for that energy that I'm putting out there as solid. And so I feel this person hasn't committed, hasn't made things official, hasn't said what they wanted. Okay, and they haven't expressed, like I said, their emotions here to you. So it can be very, very painful here. But inside their energy, there's this knowing, okay, and this unconditional love that this person has for you. And I feel like this person feels like you're their person. Okay, like you're really their person. I also feel like neither of you guys were expecting to find one another here. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this is almost like we weren't expecting to find each other. This isn't the type of connection that I think either of you guys would have chosen had there not been this sort of agreements of sorts. Okay, because I feel like there's something underlying here that's almost having to take place here that goes beyond your choice. Okay, it really goes beyond just a choice. Now, it's our soul's choice for sure, because our soul chose to have this journey and this experience. But the free will of this lifetime, we could say, well, why would I overextend, and why would I engage in an energy with somebody here who clearly hasn't invested, who's clearly uncommitted, and who's clearly needing so much healing, But I feel like your energy comes through very, very strong here. And it's like, why? Is because you were in a position to hold the field. Okay, like what I talked about, the divine feminine, she's containing the field. And this is why the pull is very strong. And so the divine masculine energy is sort of utilizing the emotions in the field to regulate himself, to integrate what he needs to. Okay, but the minute she grounds herself, Okay, now if she's experienced Kundalini, which I do feel for all twin flames, there's Kundalini that activates. Okay, whether you're aware of it or not, I'm not sure. I don't know where you're at with that. But then there's a clear grounding that happens. Okay, but if we're not resonating with that, then it's like she'll feel the pull. And when the pull sort of no longer is merging with his energy. Okay, this is how I'll know, because this feels very merged. When it's no longer merged, she's now able to put the boundary. Now, the boundary isn't because he hurt me, I'm upset, and therefore I'm going to cut him out. This boundary is more like she cannot invest no more, even if she wanted to. She's completely burnt out here. She's experienced something here where it's just too painful. It's too painful here. There's a lot of love, but I can't overextend because I've just been so drained, and ironically, this is how it shifts, because now there's this shift of, I want to come in here, but it's not a manipulative sort of energy of, oh, now you've pulled away here, let me rope you back in. This is energy at its finest sort of way of working, like chemistry. Okay, it's like polarity dynamics. When one pulls away, the other's pulled in here energetically. And when she's merged, it's like it was supporting this energy of his to hide in her field. Okay, he was literally hidden in her field. And we don't understand this conceptually, okay? And I'm not here to educate the mind. I'm here to read energy. And a lot of times things are spiritual, and there's no words for spiritual. This person was definitely merging with the divine feminine, hiding in the field, and able to do this because of the way the energy worked, because of this contract, in order to integrate, heal, and do whatever this person needs to do. Okay, and now there's a desperation coming online. Okay, even though this person probably wouldn't say that they have this desperation, because this person has been trying to avoid having to be in a position like this. But it's like, now I got to face the thing that I was pushing away or not admitting to myself, because there's so much love here. And I don't want my person to get away. I don't want my person to not be available, because your person feels like you're at a point where you will choose something else. You're no longer going to relive whatever you've lived with this person. And they're aware of this. They've been awakened to this. Your person's awakened now, okay? Now, are they fully healed? No. But whatever they were asleep to here has awakened. And so they see what has happened, and they are wanting to make it right, okay? But I do feel like they're still working through the part of themselves that's like admitting their needs. They're looking at themselves without distortion. But I don't think that this person's ever going to be MIA, or I don't feel that this person's going to do it in the same way that they have been doing it, because I feel like this person, when they pull away or ghost or quiet or disassociate, I feel it was because the wound and the shadow was so intense, very intense initially. And I say initially, who knows? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I don't know, however long. Some of you guys, 7 years, okay, 5 years. It's been long and it's been slow, okay, but it's still initial, because these things are clearing out lifetimes of blocks, karmas, ancestral wounds, challenges. Okay, so yes, childhood, but also the heavy karmic debts we have from many lifetimes, and this connection, because I do feel this connection runs very deep. Okay, it runs beyond this lifetime. And so their feelings are true, their feelings are pure, they have a lot of wounding, and I feel like you also experience a lot here with this, but your person does see you almost like perfection, okay? Sees you very like perfection. You could be very athletic, or this person might just see you as like having a real rocking body here, okay? Like very much so. You and this person could have planned like a beach date, or have spent time in the water, or they might just see you as someone who is very like watery, like emotional, and intuitive, expressive, caring, loving. Okay, that could be the water that is around you. Okay, but it could be literal for some of you guys. This person could like boating or sailing as well. I'm seeing sailboat. Okay, but that could also symbolize traveling. So it could be you guys are in long distance here, or there's just, again, the gap, the travel that needs to happen for this person to come back home to self. Okay, and they're ready to rebuild. And I feel like it's going to be way faster than maybe you're anticipating here, because I feel like there's just building now, you know, there's just the recognition here of themselves that now will allow them to come online here. This love will allow this person to come online. It's like no longer just this like ash site, you know, where it's like there was nothing, like it almost feels like nothing even to live for here, you know, which feels kind of sad, like I said. And this person will recognize in contrast as like, wow, how I was living. And so they will go through a grieving process, but divine masculine goes through grieving a lot different than the divine feminine, you know, how much time have I lost, how I behaved or didn't show up, all of this sort of we carry as grief, and then we process it. But this person, once they go through this whole thing of integration, they cannot collapse in the same way. And so the grieving isn't going to break this person. This person is going to want to move forward, you know, is going to want to move forward and be there in a way that they weren't. Because if they just collapse again, then they haven't healed. They're still going to be in the judgment energy that is what they're integrating and healing. They got to see beyond the judgment of self, because just shifting it from one way to now feeling guilty about not showing up, it hasn't healed the judgment energy. And so healing this judgment energy, which is the root core, is like seeing through the illusion, okay, where we're seeing certain things within us and saying, oh, I'm like this, or I'm like insignificant or invisible, or I'm all of these things. Okay, we don't say it because we're not telling ourselves, because it's not conscious, but our actions feel this way. And so if this isn't healed, then they would just keep collapsing. And so this is why this person cannot carry guilt and shame in the future. Now, does this mean they won't apologize? They may, you know, but I feel they have a very difficult time with the voice right now. Okay, even though they have a lot of swords here, but it's mental. It's like the last thing that's going to come online is voice, where they can express themselves and tell you. I think this is the last thing, but I feel this person will show you. The showing is going to come online here before the saying. Okay, I don't feel like this person's going to say much at all, if I got to be honest. And so there's a soul bond that's very deep here. And so there's an understanding of this person. And they do feel like you see them and understand them very deep. Okay, like you really, really see this person. And when they look at you, or just even energetically just engage with you, it's like they see themselves directly back at them. Okay, they wouldn't consciously say it, but this is the type of connection that you guys have here, is to really get this person to be self-aware of what it was that was challenging in this person's world. Okay, so yeah, this is your reading, pile number 1. What a reading. I hope this helped you. I love you very much. I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys pick Phoretic Pinter's Tarot. And I'll put your box over here so it's out of our way. We'll pull the tarot shortly, but I pulled oracle cards and I asked Spirit for what it is that your person on your mind is feeling about you and their overall energy. So if you don't resonate as the sounding like your person, then it could be your energy, okay, and it could be reversed. But if not, then it could be someone else that pulls through here. If it doesn't sound familiar at all, then it's not your pile. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. We have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Wow. And we have Sun and Mars. Oh my goodness, talk about passion. Sun and Mars. So we have Leo and Aries energy, divine masculine energy. We have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And we have the uncreated. So we have the number 43, could be an age. Okay, or the number 7, which is Cancer energy. And we have attraction. Oh my goodness, passion, Sun, Mars, attraction. So number 9 is Virgo and Cancer. It says, the energy of attraction amplifies the qualities that attract and support us on our journey towards inner balance and harmony. And then we have 4-4 with the generator, staying grounded. All right. And then we have the Holy Grail, connection to ancient traditions, lost civilizations, and even extraterrestrial connections. Wow. 85 or 13, Scorpio energy, Aries energy pulling through again. Divine Masculine, Ace of Cups coming through with the 1 cup. Pleiades coming through. Okay. We have 148. It says persistent problem, person, thing, or idea that will not go away easily. Needs deep inner healing, unshakable without force. All this goo. Okay. We have distance with this airplane. This could be travel. Geographical distance. Although I've seen clouds. Clouds symbolize confusion. Okay, and then we have Judge. So some Libra, but also some Virgo from this, okay? Light attributes, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Shadow attributes, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Okay? And we have surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. And we have resistance. Go with the flow and be open to life's changes. Opposition, refusal, and denial. Wow. And then we have sincere love, 102 and 3. Healthy love, ego level with the solar plexus is genuine love, loyal love, real love, true love, honest love, faithful love. Type 3, the achiever emotional center between appearance and authenticity. All right. And then we have Kuan Yin with compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on love and light that is within everyone. Beautiful. And we have Freya with bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. All right. And then we have this person who's reaching up to the sky. Looks like he's praying to God or something. Praying to higher power. Wearing white. White could talk about the pure self. Okay, and then we have isolation, 21 and 3. 3 is Taurus, Libra, and Pisces energy. We have 46 and 1. Purification path, ego level, accepting mistakes, compassion, and forgiveness, accepting imperfection, letting go, open-mindedness would be the opposite of this Judge. Kind-hearted attitude, daring, enjoying pleasure. Type 1, the perfectionist instinctive center between control and letting go. Virgo, Gemini energy. Okay. Then we have 15 and 6. So Capricorn and Gemini. Inner call, ego level, trust. Presence versus anticipation. Fear management. Autonomy, inner security, faith and certainty, stress management. The type 6 loyalist center between thinking... Type 6, the loyalist thinking center between mistrust and trust with the gold and the silver. Okay, this is always like the high self, and the silver, I always see it as like the version of us that we believe we're lacking something that doesn't allow us to step into our higher self. Okay, but the solar plexus here comes through with this ego energy. Okay, so we have divine masculine with the sun, and we have 3 with divine feminine energy that pulls through, and also we're feeling divine masculine from the Aries here. Oops, this card went flying at me. Inner love. I was going to say inner call. Inner love. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me? Love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. Okay. And then we have Explorer 14, Traveler, Wanderer, Sagittarius, and some Taurus energy. Okay. Let us pull the tarot. How are we going to do this so that we have space? I think that's good. All right. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2, Spirit. Person on pile 2's mind, their feelings and their energy. The person on pile 2's mind, what is their energy like? And what are their feelings and thoughts towards pile 2 specifically? And this connection. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me, the viewer, as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Thank you, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. We have the Devil in reverse, Capricorn energy. How is pile number 2's person feeling about pile number 2 and the connection? And what is their energy at this time? The Magician, a Virgo, Gemini, 9 of Swords in reverse. Why is this Devil here? Why is this Devil energy here? Right by the 15. Why is this Devil energy here, Spirit? Temperance. Temperance, like we said. Sagittarius energy. Why is this Magician here? 6 of Pentacles. There's the Scales, which could be coming back to this Scales, the Judge over there, which we were also getting from this. Okay, and why is this 9 of Swords here? In reverse. For pile number 2's person on our mind. Ace of Swords. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10s are all about endings. Okay, the Hermit, 9, Virgo. 99 is a master number. Being the change you wish to see and helping humanity to release what no longer works. 6 of Wands in reverse. Ego. Surrender your ego with the 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay, give me a sec to sit with this energy. You guys can click ahead if you want. Oops, sorry, just wanted to see what you guys can see. Okay, pile number 2. Very fascinating, interesting energy here for sure. Let's unpack this thing, okay? Sorry if it's a little all over the place. I don't normally read love readings like this, but I thought it'd be interesting, so it's kind of scattered, but it does come through very clear here. It's interesting. I think there is an issue here. There's an issue. Yes, there's an issue. My person, okay, so temperance in reverse, staying grounded. There is, this person almost has a challenge allowing themselves, okay? There's a lot of resistance here to allowing themselves to just allow themselves to experience and feel. And it's like there's a very strict sort of, like I'm surprised we're not seeing Hierophant so much, but it's like it's kind of like a Hierophant energy because there's a strict understanding of that they carry within themselves that they're allowed to and not allowed to, and what's good for them and how they should be and why and stuff. And so this connection is no different to them. And I feel like there is, like how they feel, for sure, there's passion. Okay, this is triggering this person in order for them to accept how they feel and not fight it and allow themselves to take action upon it. They're attracted to you. It's a passion, and it's like turning up a dial more and more and more and more. And so if you're sort of just around this person every day or coming around, it's like your energy is just going to keep getting turned up until this person can't avoid this. Okay, there's like, I can't avoid this no more type energy here. Okay, and I don't know where you guys are at in your timeline, but I feel like this person has had an experience or some way that they developed this idea that feeling this way or emotions aren't going to help them. And so I'd rather feel anything or everything but the emotions, because then it opens the door to all the things that I told myself that I shouldn't feel or can't feel, or that I did poorly. Or so this could be someone who's failed at a past relationship, and now they carry all of this judgment. I was no good. I did this, or I'm no good with relationships, or I just can't express emotions, or I'm like a whole lot of this sort of a preconceived idea of how they are and who they are and why it's not going to work. And it could be for some of you guys as well, like you might be encompassing an energy and this person says, well, that is not allowed for me, so if there is cultural difference or an age difference, but it's excuses. At the end of the day, this person's just resisting. Okay, now of course, if there's a huge age gap, it's not an excuse so much as it is something for them to be really sort of understanding and looking at here. Okay, but I feel like this connection is pushing this person to really go in and be honest with themselves. Because let's just say, for example, if it is age, I'm not getting anything here that it is age. I don't know what it is. Okay, there could just be a whole lot of reasons why logically it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But is it logically okay? But there's a need for this person to do the hermit's journey, to be honest about themselves and their feelings and what they're experiencing. And I don't feel this person is doing this. And so as long as they don't do it, then the pressure is built here. Okay, because the pressure isn't to get with you. Okay, and I'm talking this way because I do feel I read for soul contracts, and this could definitely be one in which you were drawn to this person and this person drawn to you in order for this person to be able to be honest with themselves about how they feel. And so this could be the group where all they do is be physical and then they just pretend they don't have emotions or feelings. Okay, like it feels very cold here. Or they have a lot of passion for you, but they don't act on the passion because it's like they know the passion will come with the emotionals, and the emotional side is like, I can't experience this thing. And so it feels something that hasn't grounded. It hasn't allowed them to create anything here with you. And I feel like this person can't move beyond a 3 cups type energy. And so you stay as either the friends with benefits for some of you guys. Okay, but that's not for all. But for some of you guys, it's like the friend. Okay, the friend I flirt with, or the friend that you feel a lot of vibes from this person, but this person just can't move beyond this 3 cups. Some of you guys are at a geographical distance here, but I feel like the distance is created by the confusion in which this person feels one way, there's a truth going on within them, and then they act in a different way. That's creating a lot of confusion here. And it could even be compromising how you relate with this person. It's like, how could I even be a friend with the person who is creating so much confusion here? Okay, but when the cards here are confirming this person has feelings here for you, but they're relating it and seeing it within themselves as something that is like reflecting back to them the thing that they see as what wasn't good. Now, I don't know how to word this, okay, because it's difficult to put this into words, but it's like, I'm going to give an analogy here. I don't know if this is the best analogy, but let's just say ice cream is good. Okay, this is a sincere love. Okay, if you like ice cream, of course. So you like ice cream's good. But let's say 2 times I opened the ice cream, I ate it, and it was like sour, curdled milk. And I got really sick from it, It's now It's like, but I know I like the ice cream, and good ice cream I would like. Sour ice cream, of course I don't like curdled milk ice cream. And so now every time I see the ice cream, I sort of think of it as curdled milk, But I know that if I had good ice cream, maybe that's a bad example, because when you're sick off food, it's like it's never the same and you never feel the same about it. It's kind of the same thing. I don't know why I'm laughing. Just these analogies. Okay, like your love is good. There's nothing wrong with your love. It's not curdled in any way, but it's like my experience of the judgment I made about what has happened. And I do feel for lots of you guys, it's their judgment of the self. It's not, oh, people are just going to hurt me. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's like they, in an experience that they had witnessed themselves, have an experience that it didn't feel good for them. And it's like, because I experienced that, and now I just assume that's who I am and what I'm about. And now I run with ideas of what it has to be and what it shouldn't be. And so friends are okay, benefits are okay, sleeping's okay. But there I draw the line. It's like all of these imaginary things, And now I feel like there's a pull here, a pull, very, very, very strong. And only because I'm tired, I'm not getting all exaggerated, but it's so strong here. It's super strong, this pull, okay? And it's not going away. It's not going to go away. It doesn't go away until this person does the work. What is the work? The work is to do the hermit's journey of finding the truth and the spot in which they created some story about why they cannot accept the truth about how they feel about this connection. Doesn't mean they have to take action on this connection. Okay, in fact, if they could see the truth and be honest with themselves, I think they would take action with this connection. This person, since whatever this experience was, okay, and I don't necessarily think it was for all of you guys that it was like in a romantic relationship and I experienced how I was, but it's like how I, in relationship with relationships. So when I'm a child and I experience divorce, it's like I'm experiencing living through a separation. And emotions now don't sit well with me. And now I carry this conception that relationships are just like that. And that I'm carrying some form of a burden, especially for a child, or like, oh, maybe I was problematic, or like I was like involved in that, or it was very traumatic for me. And so why would I experience that again? No, I'm not going to experience that again. And so we shut it out. Okay, and we shut it out and then never to be seen again. And we just sort of close that chapter and that door and it never gets challenged. But then we spend our whole life sort of isolated. Okay, and I do feel like this person is very stubborn, because I do feel there's this like hanging on to this story that they created. And the more the passion and the more the pull and the more they're being asked to see this, is like they double down in that ego because they want that to be right. They want it to be curdled milk so that they don't have to stay with the ice cream, And so, yeah, it's like the past is really impacting this person's present moment. The past was unpleasant. And I do feel like this person is very guarded about their own, maintaining their own, like they really feel like if they don't expose themselves to anything, then they'll be safe, that they won't get rocked, that this is the safest route for them. But it's lonely, it's not accurate, it's like at the expense of what? At the expense of never experiencing emotions again. So they have to learn to trust themselves, trust connection, trust what they're experiencing without the veil, and be honest with themselves. And so they're being called to explore what that looks like. But I feel like when the stubbornness gets in the way here, I feel this person is held back here. I feel like this person is not allowing themselves to be and engage. I also feel like there might be a lot of fantasizing. Okay. And so I don't know how they justify this. I could fantasize. I can, there's certain cans and cannots, and it's all in their own mind and logic, because the ego likes to support certain things that make no sense to reality, but as long as it supports the ego thing and it protects us, then we buy that story. And so right now their story is telling them, don't trust, don't get into it, don't have emotions with it. You're better off just sort of keeping it, keeping the distance, keeping it loosey-goosey here. It did come through that this connection is something that might be connected to a past life. It could be like Pleiades was coming through as a thing. So I don't know. Maybe there's like, or Palladian. I don't know. I don't know if there's like some sort of a connection here that goes beyond this lifetime. And so I feel like this person, has stronghold on what they think is right and wrong for them to engage, that keeps them in an unhealthy way of being, that won't let this person move towards this connection. And I feel like this person could be somebody who has a hard time allowing themselves to feel love. So it might feel kind of even cold here, It's like, because this feels very like a paradox, because I feel like there wouldn't be this sort of an energy here at all if this person wasn't being called to allow themselves to feel the truth of the love. But the ego gets in the way and it creates a distorted feeling here that gets in the way of them being able to open up to compassion that comes through the truest place, without the distortion, without the story, without the history, without the judgments. And so they're very much about, how can I control the situation with pile number 2? That's how they feel. They feel like they're drawn to you. Okay, it does feel sexual. Okay, for sure. But the scales is like, okay, the sexual energy and the passion, but the other scale that's heavier is my desire to protect myself, control the situation, not fully allow myself to go there, keep you in friend zone, and protect myself because I don't trust it. So I don't know if there will be a point, okay, if it hasn't happened already, because I don't know where you guys are in your timeline, where this person is having to admit their feelings, because like I said, for some of you guys, if it is already physical, then it's like either way, they didn't admit their feelings, But for others of you guys, if it hasn't been physical and it's there in the drive, it's like they still have to admit to you, to themselves. But if they don't admit to themselves because they're in denial, they're not going to admit it to you. I feel like there's a lot of anxiety about admitting it out loud. And then what that means that they would have to do, because then that means that they would have to make it a real thing. And so this is why they don't say it out loud, because we might be wondering, like, well, if they're just showing already in this sort of energy, but they're not using the words, or they're not officializing it or saying like that I am more, but yet they're flirting with me, or they're doing something here. Because I feel that's the confusion. It's contradictory, and you're to be right. But to them, it's not contradictory. To them, there's like lots of black and white compartments that they're able to justify away. And so they're able to not say it, because it's like, if I do say it, then one thing they say for sure is that I'd have to conclude that saying it means I'd have to take action upon it. It'd be in the real. I would manifest it verbally. And so now it comes from the shadow into the 3D world through way of word, which means I'd make it a thing. And so as long as I don't make it a thing, I don't have to talk about it, which is weird, because they are making it a thing, because it exists. Just because we don't call the elephant in the room doesn't mean the elephant isn't there. But this is how the ego works. If I don't talk about the elephant, if no one points at the elephant, I could just pretend it's not there, justify it away. It's like it's the Lulu in some way. And this is why it's like you need to get grounded. Needs to get grounded because it's delulu. This would be the doubly way of dealing with this connection. But it's like everything to avoid this part, because this part then means I'd have to experience the thing that I kept saying to myself that I already passed judgment on, which was it's bad. It's in the past, it didn't pan out. And so now I just paint that experience as that's what love is. That's what emotions are. There's no in between. It's very black and white. It's like ice cream equals curdled milk. Change my mind. And I'm seeing that meme, the guy, change my mind because I believe it's so strong. And so the minute I say, oh, I like this ice cream, it's like, now I got to eat the tub of curdled milk. Like, what? Makes no sense. It's very frustrating. And you might be very, like I said, frustrated with this person. So they're called, okay, because they're being called to action. They have to do a series of things that unfold here, okay, before they can admit to you the truth, because they have to feel it within themselves first and peel back what's not true. And this takes a lot of reflection, and this takes a lot of seeing beyond the ego, surrendering the ego part here, okay, the part that we hung on to so tight, because I do feel like this person has a belief, a persona that they're going to hang on to come hell or high water in order to protect themselves, because it's a way that we engage. But the truth trumps all lies and illusions, and so the truth sits there, because we can't bend truth. I mean, we could try and we could pretend with the ego that it's bending, but it's never bent. The truth is the truth is the truth, no matter how much we dress it up. The elephant's in the room. It's there. And we could pretend it's not, okay? And so this person is having to do a series of steps, and they're going to have to become very honest with what it is that they are really truly feeling within themselves, the truth about themselves, the truth about the past of their experience, before they're able to step forward here in this connection. Now, some of you guys, because I am coming back, because it's coming through again, there might be some thing about you that they're telling themselves because it makes it easier, like the curdled milk thing here. I don't know if it's age, like I said, or if it's cultural or something that's coming through that this person is like using that on top of the real root reason why they can't admit truths. That feels like it's like, how can I put it into words? It's all image based too, it's like ego image based, and it's like, how would that be accepted? How would I be seen? How would, like, there seems to be a concern about image, but it's like on top of it, because that's not the main driver. It's not that this person is only solely concerned with their image, but it's like this chirping in the background about the image might be on the forefront for them consciously, but underneath that, there's a truer thing going on, and it's resisting this connection because I had an experience or understand love and emotions to be a certain way, and I still haven't explored this, and I ran with that, and now change my mind. And, and I'm not telling you to go change their mind, but it's like they're being asked to change their own mind by experiencing. Like, the only way this person's ever going to undo this isn't by you talking to them, convincing them, loving them harder, being better, sexy time. None of that's going to help. What's going to help this person is going through this process, this journey, this experience, because this is what they're needing to heal. Okay, this understanding that they have, this creation that they created in their mind that isn't true about what connecting to other would look like, so that they can develop a trusting relationship. Okay, like one that they wouldn't be able to create if they carried this trauma or this belief. They would never be able to ground connection. They'd forever be floating with friends with benefits or / okay, if that doesn't resonate, because that's, like I said, it's not for everybody here. If you haven't had physical intimacy with this person, it is the friend zone, and it doesn't go beyond. but it's everything's felt there. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Okay. But they're able to sort of tell themselves again that this is true in some way. So this person's really, really being called to surrender to the process and to be honest with the truth of how they feel and allow it to happen. And no matter how uncomfortable they are, and relinquish control. And I feel like maybe a lot of you guys have also completely surrendered to spirit saying, I can't do anything, and you'd be right. You can't say or do anything here. And it'd be frustrating for sure, because I feel like I said, for a lot of you guys, this person hasn't admitted the truth. And that's frustrating. It's like, well, then I'm invalidated, or like this connection is not meaning anything clearly if this person isn't even saying it, but it's like, no, it's just they have their ego in the way that is refusing to say it, because it would mean this. It's not just words for this person. It's like manifesting into existence a thing that would be irreversible for them, according to the fear, Yeah, irreversible. It would come from into existence. Okay, because it's like, this is really hard to explain, because it's not that this person would say, get married. Like, of course, then that would be irreversible and they can't go, rescind on their offer. But it's like saying it out loud is the trauma of how they feel, because it would come into existence. And they're really disassociated in this energy of what they told themselves. And so I can't even say it, because once I say it, then, everything comes with it. Like that I was not to be, like that it's not that I don't know. It's like everything comes with it when I say it. So I'd rather not to be honest and say it at all. Because when I do say it, then I have to experience the whole trauma baggage that comes with me, even compartmentalizing, saying the stories, making the judgments. I'd have to accept past things that kind of happened in my life where, because of this theory / way of being, it created outcomes. And so this person could have missed out on a lot of opportunity in their world, potentially, or just with you in a way here that was really impacted by this understanding. And they would have to process that. And so now the more I refuse to admit it and accept it and surrender, the more the pressure built up. Because remember at the beginning, I said I saw that dial. So it's like the pressure keeps building up and building up and building up here. And so it becomes even more difficult for me to surrender, because now the load is heavier, but eventually, like, the load breaks, because the load can't go on forever. The load is going to have to eventually hit max capacity where it just snaps, and that's what I was getting, the 10. The 9 plus the 1 is the 10, and that's going to have to come to an end painfully. But if they were just dealing with it in the beginning stage, I think it wouldn't have been so painful. It might have been uncomfortable, or they couldn't, though. There was no choice, because this is a trauma, okay? This trauma only gets healed and seen through the development of going through and integrating. Okay, so they're going to have to integrate a lot of this sort of experience into the truth of what's actually happening. And really their main fear is emotions opening themselves up to love, like being honest about love, receiving love, giving love, making themselves available to love, expressing emotions. All of that's very uncomfortable. So I just skirt around it. And I feel like they might lean into more of this, the physical, aspect when it gets uncomfortable for them. And if it hasn't been like your experience in the physical, it's like then they fantasize with this. Like there's like an obsession with the physical sexual aspect, but it's like, because I want to numb out feelings here. So yeah, I feel like there's lots riding on them using words to express to you the truth. And it's hurtful when they're not. And it's not because they're meaning to hurt you, more so they don't trust. They don't trust emotions and love to be okay and acceptable for them. It's not you that they're not trusting, it's the experience itself. Experience leaves me feeling very much out of control, very much not ready for it, very much uncomfortable. And so therefore I'd rather experience the isolation or the watered down version. And that's okay for me. But of course, Spirit isn't going to let this person experience an okay version, because there's a better version. Remember I said when I laid these cards down, the silver and the gold, there's like the higher self version. And the higher self version knows of what is ultimate potential. And when we're choosing the fear and we let the ego steer and control, it's like we experience the watered down version, saying that it's for our own good in some way, but it's like protecting ourselves from fear. And it's at the expense of something that we don't know because we haven't allowed ourselves to experience it. And so we could go forever like this. So the high self knows, spirit knows, but to the ego self thinks it is doing it some service here. No, it's just acting out of fear. It's acting out of ego. It's acting out of past experience. It's acting out of something here to prevent. And they feel very held back by that, you know? It's very unhealthy in the way that they engage in this thing, in relationship and in connection. Yeah. So pile number 2, this is your reading. I love you very much. I'm sorry you're dealing with a situation that seems very frustrating, you know? I don't, like I said, the knob is moving, the pressure is building, the communication of truth will come to them before it comes to you. But this person is not seeing it just yet, you know? If I have to be honest, they have to go through the process. They have to. And right now I feel like they are working through the devil. And this could take as long as it takes. And that's the journey, is like when you're around, when they experience you, that's the only time that they could peel back these layers. Okay. And so if you have to engage with this person, because for a lot of you guys, there's a tether. Okay. And this was coming through in the first pile as well, because like I say, read for soulmate, or soulmates for twin flames and for soul connections in which there is an agreement. There's a tether here. If that resonates for you, because not everyone feels tied. If you feel tied to this person and you'd rather not be, and I can see why you'd rather not be, because it's very difficult here. Okay. But if you feel tied, I completely believe you're tied here, okay? And this would be because this person is having to experience you without being able to break away. They can't sever this bond. Neither can you, okay? Neither can you until the lessons are learned. And so I'm only seeing them. I'm not seeing anything here about you, okay? Except for this little part where I saw you probably already surrendered, where you said, there's nothing I can do. And it's like, yeah, you can't say anything or do anything. This person has to experience this connection. And so what I was going to get at was, the more you engage with this person naturally, organically, obviously not force yourself. When you're in an off period, you're in an off period. But the more experiences we have, communication, non-communication, separation, engagement, okay, the more this person's going to experience what they need to for this thing to unfold. So don't get frustrated saying, oh, it's, you know, how I got to do something, or when will they ever not change, or I need to be like, no, you don't need to do anything except for naturally allow whatever flow happens, because this will happen. The knob keeps turning every time this person keeps processing this journey with you. Regardless, even if you're separated, it doesn't matter. The knob keeps turning up more and more and more and more and more. Okay, this person feels a lot of pull and passion towards you. They can't stop this attraction. It has to be online for this person to resolve this thing. It's not going to go anywhere. Now, you don't have to engage sexually. Okay, that's definitely up to you. I don't know what that pattern is, and maybe that's the pattern that you're like pulled into here. And so maybe you're learning boundaries. Okay, but I don't see any of that here. I'm just surmising for some of you guys, but engagement, you know, conscious engagement, because eventually I see this person coming into a truth that they cannot skirt around anymore. And this whole thing's going to come crashing down, you know, but it's all stemmed from the love. Because if the love wasn't there, this person wouldn't be driven. Obviously, the passion's there. Yes, this passion has to be there in order for the magnetization, for them to be able to have to face this thing, you know. But under there's this love that's genuine and authentic, and it's wanting to experience itself. It's wanting to incarnate in this lifetime. And only they can incarnate this by choice. Spirit isn't going to force it upon a body. Okay, but the soul is wanting this experience in order for the soul to ascend, in order for the soul to have an experience, in order for the soul to surrender ego, in order for the soul to experience the pure self. It has to go through a series of experience, okay? But the incarnation of the choice, whether this person wants to choose this connection, will come once they can see beyond the clouds. And so they got to surrender their ego. Okay. So this is what I have. Beautiful people. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you at the next one. All right. Bye-bye. Pile number 3. You guys picked the Surrealist Tarot, and I'll put your box aside because we have quite a bit of cards here. So we're looking at person on your mind and how they're feeling about you and the connection, and we're looking at their energy overall here, okay? We're using the Oracle cards and then the tarot, a bit of the tarot, but I have not looked at these. It's a little different than I normally do these love readings, and so I am enjoying it. It's giving us a different aspect here of the connection. And so if this does not sound like your person, don't make it your person, okay? This could be your energy. It could be combined energies. I never know what I'm going to see until I start to channel. If it doesn't resonate, go to another pile. If it is your energy and you're wanting your person could be in another pile. If there's 2 energies and I'm saying it's you and it's your person or whatever, just you could flip the roles, okay? But don't force messages. So we have, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Wow. So we have a horse here. So we are in the year of the horse, although we are in the year of the fire horse. Interesting. Okay. Mercury, Pluto, 28 or the number 10. Wow. I don't think I've seen a Mercury, Pluto in a while from this deck. So we have Virgo, Gemini, and Scorpio energy pulling through. What I just channeled just briefly here was watch your words. I think I had a collective that was something about that is pulling through here if you resonated with that reading. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Wow. Okay. Someone's using some form of blame here with words or what? Conjunction. 71 or the number 8. 8 is my ego number, okay, but it is also strength and courage. 8's about movement, change, attainment, about abundance and leadership. Let me see the black and the white here. So conjunction. Yeah, it's giving me the balance, the temperance here. Okay, and so we have transformation, Scorpio energy 42, or even Gemini and Capricorn. It says the energy of transformation supports our ability to gracefully flow through times of transition, allowing the old to make room for the new. Wow. 6. Okay, and then we have sacred sexuality, 9-9, accessing the unified field. Okay. A lot of sacral energy from here. This color. Okay, but yeah, sexuality, sacral chakra. So we have dad bod, number 3. It says letting go of rigid ideas, grounded masculinity, balance between comfort, responsibility, and self-acceptance. So we were getting a balance here. 3 is divine feminine energy. Okay, so Taurus, Libra, Pisces energy with the 3, and masculine with this dad bod. I'll put it like that. And then we have subway surfing, 83, or the number 11. Living life recklessly and on the edge. Coping mechanism, rejecting rules or norms, desperate search for meaning. Okie dokie. And then we have letting go. This also came through with the dad bod, letting go of rigid ideas. Which is a tattoo on her arm. Could be significant. I'm getting very cold. I'm going to put my... Hold on, give me a second. Okay. And we have priest, light attributes, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Shadow attributes, violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Okay. Surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. It's kind of, it is stairs, but it was looking like a railroad to me. This is on subway surfing, like a railroad, some sort of train. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Living life recklessly, rejecting rules or norms. Okay. Isolation. In solitude, discover your true self and connect deeper. Loneliness, solitude, and alienation. I don't like these like that. Does that fit there? Sorry, guys. I like to put them so I can have the most amount of space. Okay, and then we have idealization with 67 and 4. So we have some Aries and Scorpio energy again, pulling through. It says, embellish the situation, deluding oneself. Illusions, dreams, exaltation, being unrealistic about. Type for the individual is the emotional center between lack and abundance. Huh. Okay. I'm going to sneeze, I think. We have Una. I'm going to sneeze. It says, easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. Procrastination, opposite energy here. Okay, I see what's going on here. We see a person and they're taking a mask from inside a cage. This is interesting. Okay. Maybe they're putting it in the cage or they're pulling it out. And then we have molding a piece of clay. If this is something sexual, I don't see it. Oh my God, is it something sexual? This might be. If it is, I'm sorry, I don't see it. I think it might be, but I'll hold it up. Hopefully I'm not. I don't know. It looks like something sexual. Let me cover it up just in case this part looks a little bit wild. Here we go. Let's put the questionable card right there. Okie dokie. I don't like these separated. Doesn't feel right when I do that. Okay, just keep going. 62 and 8, domination. It says power, relationships, aggressiveness, self-justice, manipulation, being an outlaw, authoritarianism. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. Wow, Pluto energy here. Shadow, ego. Okie dokie. Leo and Aquarius. And then we have appeasement, 91 and 1. Tolerance and benevolence, open-mindedness, letting go for a third time. Okay, gentleness, multiple truths, imperfection, acceptance. Type 1, the perfectionist, the instinctive center between control and letting go. Gemini and Virgo. And then we have the golden mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Oh my goodness. And then we have love. Unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. Opposite. Opposite. Opposite, idealization, and then we have domination. I think we might have a blended pile here, you guys. Okay, well, we'll see. Community, 38, or the number 11. Personal or professional connections. 38, or the number 10. Okay, and then we have denial with the number 10 again. So 1010 you could be seeing 1010. Okay, but 10s are all about completions, ends of cycle, and transformation. So have some more Leo energy, divine masculine energy. It's also Wheel of Fortune, which could be cycles. Okay, could be destiny, could be karmic. 10's also 1, which we were getting from this one here. Okay, the beginnings, potential opportunities. So let's pull your tarot and see, because I'm fascinated so far by this energy. Let's do it like this. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Person on their minds. What is their energy and how are they feeling and thinking about pile number 3? Clear and concise message for pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer and this connection as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Pile 3, thank you so much for being here and allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. And we're asking about this person's energy, their feelings, their thoughts, and their energy at this time about... Is that 3? That's 3. Spirit saying spread them, spread them. Okay. So, and then we have 5 cups. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Is that in frame? Okie dokie. Let's see. We have Judgment in reverse. And we have the Moon in reverse. I think I need to cover these. Okay. Cancer energy. And then we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Magician, Virgo, Gemini energy. And then we have the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then we have 4 Pentacles in reverse. And we have the 6 of Cups. What is under 5 Cups? The Page of Cups. What's under Page of Cups? Sorry, I want to see 5 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, you guys can skip ahead. I'm going to take a quick look at this energy before I begin to channel. I gotta look at this card just because I don't know what it is and I need to see. I'm not sure, but it looks very sexual in some regard. Okay. Pile number 3, I haven't done a reading like this, and you're going to hate me and never come back. Okay? I hope not, but I got to read what I see here, okay? And if it's not your energy, it's not your energy. And who knows, maybe when I channel it, it might shift a little bit. I'm feeling 2 energies here. And I think I know which one you are, okay? And I'm going to say you for one and your person for another. You attribute whose is what. And if it's not your pile, it's not your pile. There's an unruly person here. And you're saying, that's my person. Unruly. Why are they unruly? It's like, wow. I feel it's a big, somebody completely in immature energy, you know? It's like really, really, really difficult here. I almost feel like I don't even want to channel it, only because it's nothing. Like, I can't say nothing. It's something. Channel it, Linda. Channel the energy and shut up. This person is unruly, okay? I feel like they are just in it for themselves. In it for themselves, and they don't see anything other than what's in it for me. That's their energy. And I feel like this person is the opposite energy of you. Okay, but I feel like you're Delulu. Okay, and what does that mean? That means you're in an illusion. I think you're telling yourself something about this person, and I think it's time to let this person go. Now, does this mean that this person doesn't deserve love and will never change? No. But I think what you're being called to do is, there's such a big gap between you and this person. And I feel like you might be involved with attaching yourself to this kind of a treatment or involvement, but you're not even really involved here, because this person's not even considering you in any sort of regard here. Okay, and I feel like the only reason you'd be in this is because inside somewhere you feel it's not safe for you to be in love or work through love or emotions with someone who mirrors back to you what you deserve. You don't deserve this sort of a thing here. So I did promise to read how this person is. I feel this person is rude to you. I feel this person is not nice. I feel like this person is living immature, and I feel like this person is taking advantage of you. I feel like this person is taking whatever they can get. I feel like this person is knowing how you feel and then using that for their own advantage. I feel like this person is still living their life in a way that they're milking a certain way of being for as long as they can, because they can. And it hasn't exploded yet, and because they might not be aware of karma yet. And I feel like it pulls out a part of you. Okay, so now obviously we have experiences for a reason. And we both could come out the other side transformed based on an experience. So whatever you are experiencing, it's not wrong. It's not wrong at all, but it's like it's made for you guys to come to some sort of conclusion at the end of this experience, or understanding of self. And I think your understanding and what you're working towards, what you're being asked to work towards, is to release such an energy, because you deserve to understand how a loving relationship would reflect back to you. Now, I don't normally read energies like this, because a lot of times I'm reading for soul connections and twin flames where people have a bad misunderstanding. And this is the type of relationship that they think about when they think about twin flames, and it's not. But there is a lesson here, and there's something here definitely that needs to be experienced, okay? But we experience mirrors with everyone we engage with. And I'm not saying that this person cannot be your twin flame, only you know. I mean, this is the golden mirror, okay? But this whole narcissist, self-absorbed, like, where do I even begin? First of all, I never call anyone a narcissist, okay? But this is so in shadow ego that we don't even realize the harm we're doing upon other. Whereas with the twin flame, okay, I just want to bring this forward. With the twin flame, there's like a deep soul resonance that transcends beyond, like it pierces through the ego, and there's a vibration of inner knowing. Okay, like it's deep here. Now, if you do resonate as this is your twin flame, because I'm not going to pass that judgment, and I don't know, and there could be a few people here that have tapped into that, because I am seeing priests, so there could be something very spiritual, but this is very, 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 very difficult. Okay, it's so difficult here. And I feel if this is that this person is so far from any sort of transformation, a realization, until you let go and move forward and accept healthy love in your life. Okay? And I don't normally say that with twin flames, just let go and go accept healthy love. You can't. If you're attached to your twin flame, you can't. You got to learn the thing. Maybe you got to learn the thing, but there is a transformation happening. This person knows what they're doing. This person is manipulative on purpose because they know how you feel about them. I feel like you put this person on a pedestal, or your rose-colored glasses, or you idolize them in a way here that lets them get away with whatever. And it's like, how could you not let them get away with it? You can't do anything other than just focus on your own energy and move forward. But I feel like there is a strong story you're sticking to here, and I feel there's an in denial. And I feel like no matter what this person does, it's like, oh, come hell or high water, I'm still going to do the thing for them, but it's not helping you. There's a reason, and I'm going to do more here for you guys, okay? Because this can't be, I'm not seeing something here, and I know that this has to be deeper than what I'm seeing. And I'm getting it from this. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen, everything occurring in perfect timing. The divine is involved here somehow. I just feel like the time seems so out that it's not happening with this person in this state at all, And I feel like there's some thing in this person's world. This person could be an influencer. This person could be very much involved in the eyes of a community, or have a lot of eyes on them. They could be some sort of a famous person. This person is making decisions in their life that doesn't allow them to grow spiritually, and it keeps them sort of stuck in this energy. So your beautiful energy, I feel like maybe for a lot of you guys, you've already let them go. Okay, but I think that would be your message. Like, if you really feel this is your twin, okay, then trust that. Don't take what I said and be like, oh, and then it ruins your day. Then I believe you. I believe you with these. Okay, like the mirror. But that's not going to be for a lot of you, and I don't want to just support any energy that's keeping you like this. But the main thing, whether you do believe it or don't believe it, is the fact that regardless, there's a need to move and let go of this in an organic way, however long it takes you, so that things can shift here with this person if they're meant to see the light eventually and transform out of this energy. I feel like this person avoids accountability and responsibility in growing up. And I feel like this person uses their influential power to control, and uses their position of power to their advantage. It's really not a nice, good energy at all. And I think they know how you feel. And then they put their mask on. And I feel like they could put this persona on for different people, depending on when they need to put the mask on. Now, there's a strong message coming through here, and I feel for you that I even don't feel like saying this one, but I will. Oops. Because I got to channel what I'm seeing here, okay? But it's like this person, despite everything that I said, what you're experiencing right now is solely on you, okay? Because I feel like there is this thing that you're putting on this person that allows you to be stuck in this pattern by saying, see, this person is not doing that, or they are horrible the way they're treating me, or they're not nice, and they're like, it seems like I'm playing this victim role and I'm clutching on to that because I don't want to face something that I'm needing to face. And I think what you're needing to face would be the reason we would even be pulled, attached, or saying the story we are about this person, because underneath there is a lack of self-love going on. Okay, if it's not your pile, then it's not. But this person's only concerned with themselves. In fact, I feel this person's physically attracted to their own self. And I've never said that. And I feel like regardless of whatever this person's done, you've been there. I feel like you, and they know this, and they know this. So this is a soul bond with the Six of Cups, okay? But I feel like some of you guys might have known this person for quite some time here. So like this could be somebody that you had in your life since childhood, but I feel it's really representing underneath you this inner child reasoning, because I think Spirit wants you to see why you're engaged with this person, because the spotlight is on you understanding and pulling the energy back to yourself, really being honest with yourself, and then working towards letting this person go. Even if this is your twin flame, and we can't, like I said, let go of the twin flame when we're not ready or experience what we need to. But what we can do is always focus on what the thing is we're needing to focus on in the journey, if it is divine. And Spirit is saying the thing right now to focus on is on working through letting them go, whatever that looks like. Because if that means you got to be the doormat longer, then you're the doormat longer. But as long as you're aware that you're the doormat, then that's fine. Okay? Now, I'm not endorsing being doormats, but it's fine if we're conscious. But if we're in la la land thinking that this person is doing something, or I don't know, then no, they're not. They're just completely in their own world. And that could be true. What they're experiencing, whether you call it a narcissist, okay, and this could be a projection from your own energy in regards to how this person is. I don't know what I'm reading here. I'm just reading the energy. And I really don't want to confuse you, But it could be that your energy is just perceiving this person in this way. Okay, then we'd still be in the Lululand, either which way, however we slice it and dice it. And so there's a great truth, and the truth is that we're distorting what we're seeing, and we're doing it because there could be many things going on at once. There could be fears about greater truth. There could be childhood things that I don't want to deal with or see. There could be subconscious drivers that I'm being called to take look at. I could be refusing to deal with healthy love, and so this is the only way that I can engage. There could be a spiritual tie for some of you guys, like I said, to this person, in order for there to be this reflected back to us. So it could be a spiritual connection. Okay, for some of you guys, you might just know this person for so long, and so there could be this oh, but it's my soul bond, or it's my soul person, or I've known this person, and so therefore I have a story tied to that, and so I do the thing that I always do, and I'm in denial about the truth, and then it doesn't go anywhere, and then this person just keeps doing the same thing. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is like you're manifesting right now what you're experiencing. Everything that you're experiencing is 100% you right now. And I feel like you might, for some of you guys, if you're not conscious, you might get into battles with this person, arguments with this person. And it's just pulling from your energy unnecessarily, because there's no amount of communication, arguments. There's no amount of trying to convince this person to be anything other than what they are, and just focusing on our own energy. That's all we can do here. I feel like you feel this person has disappointed you and let you down, and it's like, I want them to see it or explain it or understand it or it to come to light, or like all of that stuff. It's like, no, don't even waste your energy and your breath with all that stuff. That's not what part of this journey is. I could tell you that much. This journey is, yes, experience that disappointment. Yes, it's something that happened. Yes, it could be very true. Yes, it could be that you couldn't let go and that you were meaning to experience that. But now the consciousness comes online. There's admitting what is real. And then there's working towards the reality, even if it's painful, even if I slip, even if I still argue with this person every once in a while, because the transformation is happening throughout the pain of letting go, the pain of admitting what's real and true. It hurts when I admit the truth to me, because when I admit the truth, that means everything from the subconscious comes out, and I see the real reasons why I was involved and invested here. Okay, so there is this need to integrate the shadowy parts that are hidden in the subconscious, that are the drivers, okay, based on fears and stuff, based on what's creating this denial and this inability to see great truths. And I feel like this person is going to be MIA or not actively involved until they come to a graduation process of having to experience their own karmas, which I don't feel is going to be anytime soon, or at least while you're in this energy. Okay, and so there could be where you feel used by this person. I mean, there could be, I don't know why you wouldn't feel used by this person. Okay, some of you guys, it could be sexually. And it would be because this person, according to these cards, did use you. Because for them, it props them up, whatever wound, whatever part of them. But one thing is, like, this person is going to be lonely and isolated, engaging in this way in God's universe. This doesn't amount to anything beautiful coming of this. Because eventually we get old, eventually we turn around and all our friends are gone and every relationship we've ruined, and the only person we have standing there is ourselves. And so we gotta love ourselves, because there's going to be nobody there to make us feel good. And I feel like a part of this is reflected back to you, because I feel like there's an isolation energy that you're perpetuating while still entertaining this. You're feeling alone and isolated as long as you're sort of believing in this story of this person. And so, is it a big lie? No. It's true that they are doing something that is misaligned and is totally not a very good vibration. That is true. And your energy is also true, because multiple truths are existing here. But they can't coincide in a functional, healthy way, except for a codependent way here that creates suffering for you. I think this person is used to people doing what they want, or like the types of people that they surround themselves with, because of course we'll always meet a challenge and we'll avoid the people who don't, and we'll surround ourselves with the people who do what makes them feel good. I think this person might really like themselves. They might look in the mirror a lot. They might, I don't know, like, it's really off-putting here, Could be like an arrogance. and really about like the physicality of things. I feel it needs more here for you. I don't know what to say. Like, were they ever attracted to you? Yes. You know, in the way that they could physically, you know, physically, yes. But I also feel like there's something within you that's not coming online here, and it could be. Oops, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It could be. It almost feels like the human side of compassion, you know, or realization. I feel like you're kind of not as. I'm trying to really watch my words here. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything, but I feel like the human side is missing here because I feel like you're equally as disconnected from, I don't know who's going to resonate with this, pal, equally disconnected from humanity, because I don't see it here as having compassion for someone that's like this. I see it as your energy being like, how dare they, you know? Woe is me, how dare they? Like, what? Then you're encompassing their energy, just the polar opposite. But it's coming from the same place of like self-focus. What are they going to do for me? And how dare they? It's like still self-absorbed, still projecting outwards, still looking at other, right? Yet this person's looking at other to fulfill them as well in some way. And if they don't, then it's like not good. And I feel like there's like, I was getting train energy because I feel like there's a steam rolling over top of people who don't do what we want and not even considering other. And you could say, well, I'm considerate. It's like, yeah, but consider it only from the trauma place if this person's going to be and do what you want them to be and do. And it's like, no, this person's not going to be and do what you want them to be and do. That's an ego. Loving them would accept them as they are and to let them be as they are and go do your thing elsewhere. Not to try to do anything other than that. But I feel like there's this trying to make them see the light. No, then you don't love them. You're wanting them to see your way, what you want. It's like, no, their truth is valid. If they want to be self-absorbed, they have every right to do this. They might be, well, they come around and they love bomb me and they do this and they do that. It's like, yeah, and you don't have to listen and you don't have to do that, anything. I feel like this person might be like a podcaster or online or something like this. This is very difficult. Let's see. Spirit, I want to talk to the ones that are really resonating with Twin Flame, okay? Or at least this deep soul connection, because I feel like there's other people here that are kind of clouding this reading. And if you are, I don't want you to leave this thinking your person's this big old narcissist and just like go away, okay? And that you're the one who's like completely like unhealed here. So let's just see. Spirit, what am I missing here? It's a challenging reading. What am I missing here for pile number 3 regarding the person that came here about? What is it that pile 3 needs to know? Six Swords. Moving on from 5 Swords. What does pile 3 need to know about this person that came here about in regards to their feelings, their thoughts, and their energy? 2 Pentacles. Need to prioritize. Feeling juggled. I need to choose. 5 Wands. Conflict. Competing. Being an option. Why 6 Swords here? The Wheel. Karmic. Some of you guys could definitely be in cycles with this person. Now, that's, again, reinforcing this destined sort of experience. Okay. Why is the 2 Pentacles here? Eight of Wands in reverse. Clarified by the Star in reverse. Aquarius energy. Why is this 5 Wands here? Why is the 5 Wands here? Five of Cups, yet again. I feel like we're going to put 2 more over here. You guys probably already clicked away. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse. And the Hermit. The Virgo energy under that's the King of Wands in reverse. Shadow, King of Wands. What is that? Arrogance. Massive ego. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me sit here and figure this out. So we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, Lovers in reverse. 5 swords under that. Okay, pile number 3. I don't know if I just caught you in a snapshot time, you know? If you've been doing a lot of working on yourself and you're conscious, and this is a soul bond that's very deep and destined and all of that stuff, and keep doing what you're doing. This, I don't think, message is for you, and I'm sorry that I bombed your reading. But for the other person, because maybe there's just one person here I'm reading to that's still needing to hear this, okay? Your person's in mega shadow. It's coming through like someone who is very self-absorbed and not healthy. You guys might be in a no contact right now. Okay, you might be feeling very saddened about this whole thing because you feel they disappointed you. There might have been an argument about this. This is the best thing ever. Let this person go if you can. Okay, if you can't because you feel like there's something here. This is so hard to explain because everyone's going to feel like there's something here because you can't just let this go, you know? But if you're idolizing this person, if you haven't done any shadow work, if you're blaming this person, that's who I'm talking to. There's no one to blame here. And you can say, well, you're the one who said that they're doing, yeah, but so are you. There's no one to blame here. This person's just doing themselves. They're doing themselves, and if you let them do whatever to you, they will continue to do that. So you're being guided to move away from this energy, move on from this energy. You have the choice to do this. And I think you might have been very, very disappointed about this whole thing. And you might have been like trying to get them to change their mind or see the light, or you want it to be different. It's like, it's not going to be different. This person, no matter what you say or do, is in this energy, and that's going to be their energy until they have whatever experience they need to. Okay, but I feel like this is the end of the road here. And so you could either take a toll on yourself and continue fighting and arguing and doing whatever, or you could take whatever lessons you're here and allow yourself to move on and away from this person. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I feel like you have a choice right now. And I feel like if you were to choose to engage with this person, I feel like you would just burn out. There wouldn't be any result of that other than more disappointment. And so if you want to continue that until you finally see that it's just always going to be a disappointment, then you can, because that might be your lesson. Okay, but to know that this person doesn't owe you anything, know that this person could definitely be using multiple people. This person is not prioritizing you. This person is definitely juggling you. This person is not having the same vision as you. This person's in it for themselves. This person is quite arrogant, and this person will remove themselves from any situation if you hold their feet to the fire, if you make them uncomfortable, if you call them out. And so I feel like for some of you guys, this is why, and maybe this is what you wanted to know, like, why did they go? Because for some of you guys, they went ghost or MIA or just disappeared all of a sudden. And maybe it's like the first time this has happened, it's like, where did they go and why? It's like, whoa, the true color was sort of seen here. It's like, well, you're not going to sing my praises or do the thing, you know? like by my love bomb or whatever, and you're saying like, I finally stood up to myself, or I finally did something here, and then this triggered this person. And it's like, okay, just let it be then. There's no more you're needing to do here, but also there's no need to say then it's this person's that's wrong, because there's something about your energy that's also needing to be cleaned up here. And so that's the thing you need to focus on, okay? I don't know what else to say. It's very challenging. 5 swords, 5 cups, 5 wands, cyclical behaviors. And this cyclical thing, because for some of you guys, this is like a newish connection. So maybe, okay, you couldn't see it so much, and this person, you didn't know they were choosing other people or juggling you. But it's like you have a decision to make here to shift things, and only you could do this. And you can ask yourself, like, am I choosing the safest place or person to love? And if not, why? And if it feels like a tether that I can't explain, like something unreal that's happening to me, through me, that I'd rather not happen here, and I don't know what's going on, it could be a twin flame, and your advice is still the same. Do not pursue this person. Allow the tether to be what it is. Allow the experience to be what it is. This person will see what they're needing to see in due time, but don't exert yourself arguing, convincing. There's nothing you can say or do that's going to change this person's mind. It will change if it needs to change, if it's destined to change. It will. There's no way around it if that's the soul contract. Other than that, you're just building karmas here, okay? Your top priority is to be loved for who you are and not uphold idolizations and fantasies and dream stories and be in denial. That doesn't help anybody at all. Okay, so anyway, that's all I have to say for you. Pile number 3. I'm sorry if it was challenging, and maybe you just listened to this reading, but it wasn't your pile. If that's the case, go check out another pile. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 4. You guys picked the Morgan Greer Tarot. Let's get into your reading, shall we? So we have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I have the tarot cards here. And we're going to ask, or we have asked Spirit, for the person on your mind. How are they feeling and thinking about you right here, right now? And what's their energy overall with the oracles? I haven't done readings with the oracles like this for feelings on my channel for quite some time. So very interesting. Let's take a look. This could be flipped as well, okay? It could be your energy. If it is, then your person could be in another pile, or this could be a mixture of energy. So just attribute whose is what, okay? So calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. All right. And then we have 12 with Moon and Venus. Pisces energy, Cancer energy, and some Taurus, Libra. Okay. And then we have fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So fear could be this moon energy as well. And we have the Virgin's Milk. Number 40, or the number 4. Aries, Scorpio energy. And then we have the 5th chakra. The energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. Okay. 5. So we have some Taurus and some Sag. And then we have Surrender, 1-1, Dark Night of the Soul. Oh my goodness, we'll put that right by the fear. And then we have Medical Checkup, 242. It says, need for a medical checkup before symptoms appear. Go see a doctor. Don't delay a medical review with this needle injection. Okay. It's probably a metaphor or symbolic for something here. Then we have Sigma, 169. Independent and self-reliant individual. Takes control, authoritative, and non-conforming. Okay. We have Teacher. Light attributes, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Shadow attributes: manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Ability to communicate. This is the throat chakra, so something about communication here. Okay. And then we have child eternal. Light attributes: determination to remain young in the body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Shadow attributes: inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. Okay. And then we have very soon. So we got some sort of timing pulling through here. Interesting. Surrender your fear of intimacy. Fear. You're ready to let love in, compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. So intimacy, love, Venus, planet of love here. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. So we have guilt. Release the chains of past mistakes and embrace the growth they bring. Remorse, shame, and regret. Okay. And then we have the X's come back with 40 and 4. Aries and Sagittarius. Neutral event. It says communication with an X. Communication again coming through. Exchange with the X. X's resurgence. Talk with the X. Reunion with the X. Meeting with the X. Type for the individualist emotional center between lack and abundance. Okay, and then we have Guinevere with true love. The romantic strings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you, calling in your soulmate. Oh my goodness. Crazy. And then we have this person with a cane and one leg. Okay. Where shall we put it here? All right. And then we have 9. A veil of ignorance, being untroubled. Need for harmony, stubbornness, inertia, anesthesia, self-forgetfulness, and conflict avoidance. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. Solar plexus energy. All right, and then we have prayer. My goodness. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers and affirmations. 42 and 6, Capricorn and Gemini. Says prayer, healing ceremony, protective ritual, mass, collective prayer, guided meditation, and spiritual community. Type 6, the loyalist thinking center between mistrust and trust. And then we have confession, 37. And look at this person's also praying. My goodness. Spiritual practice, ego level, alignment practice, ethical leadership, repentance, ecological action, purification ritual, philosophical circle. Type 1, the perfectionist instinctive center between control and letting go. Wow. Okay, so we have a 1 there, which is Virgo, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. And then we have the heart with a key. Welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, and perfect. Where should we put that? Heart with a key. Then we have Archangel Uragiel, 23, or the number 5, justice, discipline, and harmony. Okay, and then we have Shapeshifter with 73, or the number 10. Shapeshifter. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, let me do the tarot. So, Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. The person they came here about. The person on their minds. Their feelings and thoughts. And their overall energy in this connection. Pile number 4 is person on their minds. What are they feeling and thinking about pile number 4 specifically? and their energy in this connection right here, right now. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. Thank you so much, pile 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. So blessed to be here. How is pile number 4's person feeling and thinking about them at this time? Okay, 5 cups and the devil in reverse, Capricorn energy. Oh my goodness. So we have the Empress clarified by the star, Taurus and Aquarius. And then we have 3 of Swords in reverse. My goodness. We have the Sun in reverse, Leo energy, Divine Masculine energy. We have the 4 Pentacle, and then we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the 4 of Wands, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okie dokie. Wow. Okay, this will take me a bit to sit with this energy as I channel. I don't want to cover this up so I can connect to it. Don't know where to put this. Let's move this over. Just so you can see. Yeah, okay. Okay, pile number 4. Sorry, it took me a bit to tap into this energy. It does feel a little similar to pile 1 energy, but it is different. But there are some which you could resonate. But this person does feel highly tapped into the divine, okay, through their own means. It does feel a little religious-like, okay? Doesn't necessarily feel it feels religious-like, okay? I don't know if it's, you know, anyway, I won't get into that whole thing, but because I feel like this person was really inside wanting to experience a connection like this one, okay? Whether they're consciously aware that they were or not doing it, I feel like there was a prayer within them. It's coming through really strong. It's like they really wanted to experience a love like this. You're the answer to their prayer. I think they know this for sure, but I don't think they were expecting you to actually show up. There's a lot of fear here, and I feel like you're teaching this person, okay? You're a teacher to this person, teaching them a lot about themselves, how to be comfortable in their skin. I feel this person could be, I'm really picking up, I know this isn't what this card is, but with this virgin's milk, it seems to me like, one, I don't think that they ever believed that you even existed or would even feel for them. Okay, seems like a dream come true. Like this would have never happened in a million years in their world ever. And so it's just like, whoa, here is this miracle blessing that's happening to me. Okay, but I also feel like this person does feel like a virgin, okay? Because I feel like they are like this student energy that's like very inexperienced. And so it could be, I'm just really inexperienced with relationship and love, but maybe not a physical virgin. Okay, but it's like they might as well just be a virgin here, because all of whatever they experience is completely out the window. There's a lot of fear. Okay, fear, and it's fear of the intimacy, maybe fear of even being touched, maybe fear of just so much fear, they're frozen in fear, and it's like, but it's like the more they feel and see you in this way, the more they freeze with fear in some way. But I feel like your presence allows this person to experience themselves. I feel like this person definitely has no trust in speaking what it is that they're feeling and like about you and in the moment and what they want and their desires and all of this stuff. And so it could be very challenging to deal with a person like this. It feels to be a very big block, but this feeling is undeniable because there's a strong feeling behind this. There's no way that someone that feels like this true blessing miracle in their world would exist in front of them and them just be like nonchalant about it, because unlike pile one, I don't feel there's this avoidance so much as I feel there's a big fat block because of this fear. And so this fear is generated by them thinking there's understandings and ideas, oh my goodness, of themselves that pull through. Now, I think this was like that. I think I'll leave it like that. Okay, so there's guilt here because I feel like this person has had a life experience that hasn't reflected back to them healthy relationship and being loved and engaging and being safe to speak their truth and engage intimately in love. And so this is their experience. And so there's this heaviness of the chains of the past that I've experienced. The past is coming through very strong. I don't necessarily feel like there's an ex that's like they're waiting to come back or to engage with. I feel like this is everything that they have up until this point regarding intimacy and relationship and love has been under one experience. It's been minimal and like nothing compared to this. So how do they even engage here without it completely seeming like very, very new and them being very green and you seeming like your stuff is even more intimidating here? Okay, like they see you as someone here who's very self-reliant, independent, experienced. They're even seeing you as sort of a mentor, teacher, experienced, and you know what to do and say. And so they're also feeling like there's something wrong with them. Okay, and so I feel like there is this triggering of the truth that's supposed to come through by experiencing this connection that will allow this person to wake up to the truth of who they are so they can experience you in this connection and heal a lot of this three sword stuff that they experience. Because even though I'm saying, okay, they had an experience that didn't really compare to this, it's like the only thing that they did have created an unhealthy energy within them that they sort of believe is them, or like their vibration, or what they experienced up until now is all they sort of deserve. And so that's what they carry. It's the pain and the suffering of this belief. Okay. And I feel like with the devil here, like it's serving as this strong pull to your energy, but it's this unhealthy past energy that left them feeling not good enough and incapable to be stepping up to this beautiful thing. It's like the more wonderful you are, the more they feel incapable and like something's wrong with them. Okay, now for some of you guys, this isn't for all of you guys. This person could suffer from what's that, erection dysfunction? I think I'm saying it right. Okay. that's coming through for some of you guys. And I don't think it is because they're not attracted to you, and maybe you experience that with this person. I feel it is, for the few that this does resonate, I feel it really is this fear that gets in their mind, and then they're like, oops, something's wrong with me, and then it like perpetuates into some sort of fear will happen again, and then they'll disappoint you in some way. I feel this person feels like a very inexperienced young energy. They almost feel like they are very, very, very young when it comes to connection. Like, to say things that might not necessarily be, but well, they don't say much here because there's a block, but it's like they might use childlike words. It could be very, like it's not childish, but like a child would, like adolescent words. Maybe it feels like almost like, I was almost going to say teenager, but it's not even that. It feels like child, like broken sentences. When they're with you, or when they're nervous, or when it's like it has to do with their feelings here. So how they're feeling about you, though, like, you are wonderful here. There's true love. Okay, you're the answer to their prayer. You're the only one that can connect to their heart. You're the only one that can heal this thing within them. I think they already kind of see and understand this. I feel like there is some sort of karmic thing that happens here, because I think you've been put in front of this person in order to demonstrate your strengths, in order for this person to work through some of this stuff. I think they're carrying a lot of the challenge as it being their fault. Like it's like, especially if this person is older than you, or your age, or like should know better, or should be experienced, should, in their mind, then it's like I carry this guilt because I don't know better, and I don't know. And then it's like this person will like freeze or not talk about it, because it's not in their arsenal to even understand or explain themselves. So they might just get quiet. I don't feel there's running here so much as it is freezing, freezing, and staying quiet and blocking, clamming up in some way. But it's nervousness of not being able to say the right thing. I feel like this person's carrying a lot of guilt when it comes to not being able to meet you. Like they prayed for it, they manifested by requesting you, and then here you are, and now they can't sort of deliver. They feel like they failed you, or they're failing this connection. But it's like it doesn't stop them from saying, I want to experience something with you. They feel a lot of love for you. They can envision what a future would be like for you. I think this person will most likely hang on to you forever here. But the fear of what to do with you and how to move it forward practically, I don't feel this person knows how. So right now you're like the fantasy teacher, It's like literally what I'm getting is like the kid in class who like fantasizes about his teacher, and then like tells a whole story about how eventually they'll live together. But it's like, well, what are they doing? It's like, yeah, but I can't right now because I'm just a kid, I don't have money, I don't have my own house, and I like that. Those might not be their excuses, but it's the same sort of like, it's a child dream. Yeah, it's like this person is like a child and doesn't see you as a real person. So it could feel very discouraging, but yet they are learning from you. But it's like you can't be this real person to them because they don't feel like they're can match your level. But spirit is coming through here with, if you really do resonate, okay, with this being a person who you were put in front of divinely because of all of this prayer and miracles, the soulmate energy, okay, this true love energy, if you're feeling truly loving of this person and something karmic here, then spirit is saying you're an example, okay, and this connection is an experience for this person to shift themselves and resolve what is actually getting in the way of this person being able to free themselves so that they can speak their mind, so that they can engage, so they can feel worthy. It's like you're this person's medicine here, okay, to resolving this thing that this person doesn't know. Like they feel very inexperienced. Some of you guys definitely could resonate with this being your twin flame with the Four of Wands here, okay? But it's like, again, it's like, I don't see how I get there. It's a fantasy dream of mine to build something with you, to have a future with you would be so wonderful someday in the future. And you're like this experienced, beautiful energy that I love, that I'll never let go of. Let's just do that however long it takes, even if it's my lifetime. But it's like, but right now it's like I can't offer anything. I don't know how I would do it, and I can't say exactly how I'm feeling. And plus, I feel like I'm missing something within myself to even be able to drive it. But eventually, I think this person is like really mesmerized by your ability to, I don't know if it's navigate in this world or something about how you deal with things. They're sort of I don't know what this energy is like. I wish I knew. It's like they like how you think and how you break things down and how you work. And it's like they can stare at you and but I feel like, what are they contributing here? I don't feel like they can. It's like they stare at you in awe, and they see you as someone here who can deserve a lot and that they want to give you a lot, but then it's not happening. I feel like this is somebody who is really determined to figure out whatever they need to figure out here. Okay. And I feel like they were a victim of circumstances that now they carry on their back about what it means by them being fearful and fearing intimacy and anything here that gets in the way of them being able to meet you at your level. It's like, oh, it's my fault, It's like they have to release some of this heaviness and this guilt. It's just an experience of where they're at, and it has nothing to do with whether they're deserving of you or capable of you or any of this type of stuff. Yeah, guilt, repentance. I feel like this person feels really bad about not being able to be the person they're really, really, really wanting to be here. And I feel like one thing that might come through when you deal with this person, because on the surface it could seem as though this person is still, or even seeming almost like I won't engage, like have a front of sorts. It doesn't feel combative. It feels like it's not letting you in so much. It feels like there's a front of, I don't want you to see the worst of me, like even though there's all of this stuff going on, I'm not going to be like, oh, guilt and I'm incapable. And no, because I still want to be, I was going to say a man. I don't know. It's like I don't want to lose my pride, I have a pride at least. And so this is why I got to keep you sort of out of that zone. And so as long as you're out of that zone, then I'll be safe and I could be in your vicinity, watching you, learning from you. But don't get into that zone because I won't know how to deal with it. I won't know how to speak proper. I don't know how to deal with conflict. I never experienced certain things like this. It could be very immature. I could clam up, freeze up. And I have a disability of sorts here that doesn't allow me to deal with things the way adults should, or grown-ups, or people who have been in a relationship like this. I feel like this person thinks you're a dream come true here is all really I can say, you know, and it's like, you know, like really put yourself in that whole thing. It's like, there you go, you just appeared, and now I wasn't prepared. What do I do with you? Like I'm totally not sure what I'm supposed to do with you, because I'm just like, everything's sort of being pushed up in front of me to deal with, and I don't have the tools. I'm incapable here. Now, the shapeshifter in this very soon. I feel like there is a shift happening here, okay, with this person. And I feel like this shift is they're confronting certain parts of themselves that I feel like is going to help with their confidence, or at least with the next step of this connection. Okay, because I do feel like if you guys resonate with being in this person's world for quite some time, they've been working through this 3 swords, which is this guilt and this, you know, them feeling like this shame because they're feeling like they have to repent, and this past experience that they had that's left them feeling under a certain understanding of who they are, all of this fear stuff. Okay, so I feel like they've been working through slowly but surely. And this has been getting in the way of them coming forward and offering something. But I feel like this is their plan. I feel like this person wants to commit to you. I feel like this person understands that the unhealed version of them led to delays. Okay, the fears led to delays. And it's like, I feel bad. And I look back on how things have panned out, and the fact that we haven't been able to build this thing. And I want to make it right. Okay, so I don't know, very soon can mean what? Like, let's see, spirits, I feel we're missing something. For pile number 4, what are we missing regarding how pile 4's person is feeling and thinking about pile 4 at this time? Pile 4's person, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 4. Can we take a look at pile 4's person and how they're feeling? What is with this shapeshifter in this very soon? What are we missing exactly? So we have the sideways card, which I'll leave. Yeah, right now it's just keeping you in a fantasy is safe, you know? Because there I don't ruin it. There you're alive in my dream and my fantasy. There's a whole other channel coming through now, another frequency, but those people probably completely already left. It's like there's a connection here that's coming through for those of you guys who are still here, where you haven't met this person and you're like trying to pray this person into existence, but this experience hasn't happened just yet. There hasn't been any physical anything here. Okay, I won't channel that one. I'm going to stick to the one I was channeling, but that's coming through. Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands, and then we have the Temperance in reverse, Sagittarius energy. 10 Swords, my goodness. The Lovers, Gemini energy. Hangman in the reverse, Pisces energy, 2 major arcana 3, sorry, with Temperance, Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Ace of Swords in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse. That's a block throat chakra here. Okay, and then Judgment in reverse. Okay, let's see. 6 of Cups in reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's so much energy that comes through, and it feels very choppy here. Because I am feeling there's something about a mother energy that comes through here, okay? With the Empress and this Queen of Pentacles and even this Child Divine. I don't know if this person connects with you sort of as like a mother figure for them, okay? Definitely a teacher figure. And so I don't know if they have an unhealthy experience with their mother, or maybe a past ex or something like this. There could be enmeshment of sorts in some way, okay? But it doesn't have to be for all of you guys here, but definitely they see as a caring, loving, compassionate, capable, independent person, very grounded here, okay? But I feel like what Spirit is saying is like, you aren't seeing this person come online expressing how they're feeling. And so the truth hasn't been spoken. And so it hasn't manifested as a thing here that has given you clarity so that you can call judgment on this connection. Because it's like, if this person was like communicating something that could help you make a decision based on truths, then I think you would be clear. But I feel like you understand there's something going on with this person that needs to close out, and you're not sure whether this person is going to be like an ending for you. And it's like, I'm unclear right now. Like, are we going to end it? Will this person ever come forward with a great truth? Is this something that they're actually going to choose? You know, and I don't think you're just like, okay, I just want to wait around for them to choose. But it's like, at least I want them to be clear or see this situation clearly so that I know that they're making a decision based on understanding rather than maybe a pain body here that you don't want that choosing because it's not clear. It's like, you know that this person is blocked when it comes to expressing their love and their emotions. But that doesn't mean that they don't love you, you know? And in fact, you feel that guard I was talking about, where I said there was like this guard not letting you in, and it needs to be healed. And it's like, otherwise, it's like if you engage with this person, it's imbalanced. And it's like, I can't engage in an imbalance where I'm the teacher, and they're the student, or I'm the mother, and giving, and then it's imbalanced. Then they need to heal it, and they're just guarded here because of this thing, this understanding that they have. And it's like, I don't think they're, for some of you guys, I don't know if they have like a disability here, okay? It could be a mental disability as well, if it wasn't what I talked about earlier, because it doesn't allow them to expand in their way of thinking because of an experience. But if they don't have a mental disability, they're limited in their experience for sure. And this experience is going to allow them to shift, okay? So that they can deal with this block of an inability to speak their truth and take action on their feelings. Like, they're going to have to call judgment here, you know, and they're maybe delaying, prolonging, or like there's a lot of this energy that's taking some time here. But I feel we asked about this very soon in this shapeshifter. And I feel like very soon this person is having to deal with the state in which they're in that limits them from stepping forward and admitting truths here. That's keeping them sort of guarded in this energy and unhealed in this connection imbalance. This person will not, okay, I repeat, is not going to let this connection go. This person is like, they're really, really, really like wanting this, okay? They want this, they understand this thing, they just don't know. They don't know, they don't understand anything outside of what they do understand, which isn't very much. You know? They definitely feel feelings for you, emotions for you. They don't know how to put words to it. They feel passion for you. They see you as a beautiful, caring. They do see you as like somebody they can learn from. They also see you as like a mother role, you know? But I don't think it's like in a creepy way here that is off-putting. It's like a mother that, I don't know if this person is looking for a mother figure. It could definitely be, someone who could care for them, or I don't know, take care of them in some way, because I do feel there's this child energy. And you're very self-reliant. And I don't feel this person is self-reliant at all. In fact, I feel this person still has childhood things that are really stunting them that needs to get healed here. It's before they can work with you and show up with you. I think they want to, though. Let's see, Spirit, what's with this? I'm just going to do, what's with this shapeshifter? What's with the shapeshifter? Pile number 4's person. 5 of Cups and the Death. Exactly. This is what I was telling you. It's like things are shifting in regards to how they're carrying their shame, their guilt. It's like this is what's transforming. Slowly but surely, it transforms how they see themselves, how they see connection. Like this feels very transformative for this person to heal deep, deep, deep wounds that they carried. And they could have carried this for their whole life here, But it is going to fall away. It is this shame and guilt that they're carrying that's getting in the way of them enjoying this blessing. We're going to see the very soon. What is the very soon here? I feel like the very soon is them choosing to express something here that comes online. But I mean, it's not really a choice if they don't know. That's the thing. I think something is ending in regards to the transformation of what got in the way of them not being able to see and express, so that very soon they can take action on their feelings, tell you truths, bring clarity to the situation. What's with this very soon, Spirit? What does Pile 4 need to know? Oh my goodness. It feels like a very innocent, beautiful energy. It feels like a Page of Cups energy is what I feel here from this person. Okay, Knight of Wands in reverse. Very soon. I'm going to do one more here. The Knight of Wands in reverse. What's with this very soon, Spirit? Knight of Wands. The Emperor and the King of Cups. Okay, yes. Yeah, 2 of Wands, the choice. Okay. Beautiful people, this is such a deep reading, and I did not do it justice at all, okay? But the main gist of this whole thing should have came through, okay? There's something destined here for sure. This person prayed you into existence. It can't be a choice for this person to do anything they're not knowing how to do. It's not really a choice, okay? It becomes a choice when they learn and understand and transition out of old energies, when things that they're experiencing and learning as being a part of this connection starts to become very clear and they start to understand. Then they start to be able to speak their truth, okay? The truth is still there. Feelings are there. Everything's there. They can't speak and act on it. They're very narrow in their understanding of how connections need to be, and very nervous and lots of fear and all of this stuff, okay? But once this transformation happens over an organic period of time, because your energy is very much healing for this person, okay, they will have a choice that comes online. Only when this choice comes online and that they actually understand that they have this choice, because they can actually see it, this is what they need. Okay, right now they don't feel they have a choice. It's not even a choice in their mind. They just think you're some fantasy story, that's fallen in their lap, and they have no choice because they're incapable. And then once they see this choice, their first thing that they're going to want to choose here is to step forward and to take action on how they feel. They don't feel they can do this, and this is why they're blocked. It's like, I can't, and maybe this is what I was seeing, like the erectile dysfunction thing. They're not pursuing, they're not following their passion for you. It's blocked here. They're not, what's the word? the inexperience, so I don't do it, and I just like stare in awe, you know? But it's like, I wish I was like this. Okay, but it's not even a wish. They are like this. This is how they are. They just couldn't get there. They couldn't see this as them even being a choice to be like this because of the trauma and the shame and the block. Like, oh my goodness, I've never seen such big blocks in my life. And so they have to release the heaviness here. I don't know what they've experienced. It could have been an abusive mother, an abusive ex, abuse as a child, or just whatever they experienced was so heavy and traumatic. Past life, something that never came online, that they carried of heavy guilt and shame, and then they stayed to childhood. This is really about arrested development. This person probably hasn't grown past a certain age emotionally, which really stunted them and their words and their ability to speak and engage. Is very sad, you know, especially because here you are. It's like the prayer is answered because this is so disabling. I'm even having a hard time speaking. It's disabling. Okay, but there's a great strength under this. And this shapeshifter is like, this is what they're shifting into from this. I don't know, like they're the ones who are using these words, but like pathetic sort of energy of cannots, you know? But they're not pathetic. It's just this energy is needing to get transformed. And then they're able to act on their emotions, and they feel very, very, very deep here, okay? Very, very deep. Lots of love. I think they want to do the right thing. They want to match your energy. They feel like you're their person. Yeah, this person is totally just, this breaks my heart, you know? It's like they can't even if they wanted to because of this whole thing. Should we look at this trauma? I mean, we talked about it. Let's see. I know it's long, you guys, but I feel like, I mean, there's a lot of this heavy 5 cups that keeps coming through. You know, the 6 cups in reverse, which is really some memory of the past, which we haven't emotionally been able to heal from. The 3 swords in reverse. You know, we have the X here, which I said was coming through more as like an experience of the past. You know, we have this person with a cane who's clearly experiencing some form of a disability of sorts. Okay, so let's just see. What is this trauma? Oops. And this, like, inability to speak truth. Like, do they fear speaking their truth? They definitely fear the intimacy. But it's beyond, I think it's sexual. Okay, and it could just be speaking, like verbal sexual. But it may be in action, they're fine. Because I feel like in action, this person might not have trouble. But in speaking their truth with the Ace of Swords in reverse. Let's see. What is the trauma here for pile number 4's person? Like, what does pile 4 need to know about this person? The person they came here about. Is there more in regards to this? So 9 cups, personal, emotional fulfillment. So this could be the same thing I channeled for pile 1, which is the sense of I needs to be established and anchored so that we can claim what we want emotionally. If I never claim me as sort of an independent I deserving of happiness, I can't claim and speak my truth into existence. Okay, let's keep going. What is this trauma or this block? Tower. Oh, magician into existence, exactly what I said. Should we take them all? What is this? 4 of Wands, 10 of Wands in reverse, and the Magician. I feel this is separate. This person's block spirit. Knight of Pentacles. Why is this 9 cups here? Pile number 4's person's blocks or trauma or why they're stuck here. Fool, Aquarius. Why is this Tower here? 7 swords. And then why is this Knight of Pentacles here? Oh my goodness. Okay. I just Knight of Pentacles here. 2 Cups in reverse. Page of Swords. Oh my goodness. Here's the Empress. Oh wow. 2 Pentacles. It never ends. 10 of Cups. Okay. Look at this. I don't even know that I have a choice. I have to know that I have a choice in order to choose happiness. This person sees his ultimate happiness here, okay? And they don't feel capable, and they feel like they wouldn't be able to be consistently matching your energy here. And it's like, I could juggle you and lose you. And it's like this fantasy of this beautiful, like, idolized thing that's like frozen in fear. And this person wants to harness the energy to be able to manifest the future commitment here with you, okay? I feel like this person feels very much like there's this energy of, once I'm not in a position that's completely feeling the pressure I'm feeling now, I'll be able to manifest this. That's their theory, okay? Because it's like I said, the student sitting there with the teacher, you know, first day, it's like, whoa, so intense. It's like, eventually, like, the pressure won't be as bad here, that I can, like, somehow have a conversation with this teacher and somehow, like, sway them so that I can manifest what I want with this person. But it's too pressured. There's too much pressure right now that's getting in the way of me being able to manifest this and create this thing. But when we're asking about this block here, this person experienced a shattering of their identity, and I feel like it's created it's created this protective way of how they engage with connection and relationship. I feel like this person is like really like a child when it comes to engaging. Okay, I really do. And it feels like they just know what feels good. It's like, oh, this feels good, like a baby almost, you know? Like, really, this is what it's coming. That's the trauma. And then they just like take the feeling of it feeling good. Okay, but what do we do with it? It's like, I don't know, because they don't have an identity to create. This is a very crazy, not crazy, but like a wound that's been created here, that's like disassociated, that created trauma for this person. And so they can't grasp or see or understand the situation at all. They're just like, it just feels good. You feel good. And I just see with my eyes and I experience you in this thing. And it's like, but everything else becomes like, I can't, you know, because they experience this shift that's left them fragmented, left them sort of in an energy that's not them. It's definitely not them. Okay, and I think you're putting this person sort of back together again. I think this person was incapable of experiencing relationship. Could not. I don't know. This is a miracle. That's all I know. Okay, prayer, these miracles being answered. You're a miracle in this person's world. Okay, and I don't even feel this is coming from them, but also coming from the divine, talking about this person to experience the 2 of Cups in their world, to be able to move forward in the 3D here, to incarnate the 2 Cups that they could not do. It was needing your energy here. This person was experiencing a life that was built on a false way of being, you know? It's like arrested development. They could be very old and they haven't moved beyond a certain age of saying that feels good, you know? But what do they do? What can they do with that? No one's going to date a person who just sits there saying, well, that feels good. Even then, I don't even know that they say that feels good, like in their mind, you know? It's like, ooh, that feels good. Like, so, I don't know, it feels like a baby. I don't even know what else to say. Okay? I don't know what to say. That's just how it's coming through. It's a deep rooted trauma. But if this person were to not have experienced the trauma and work through this thing, which they are, okay, this person would choose you in a heartbeat. They want to be the emperor to your empress. They see you as someone they want to build a future here with, okay? They're just too overwhelmed. There's just too much that they don't have the tools to do. They want the tools. They envision it. It's something that feels good. They admit you make them happy. They feel a little bit naive here, you know? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. They just can't show up for you. It's very difficult for this person to be confident and stand up and to be, I don't know, an independent person that can choose you, you know? But you're independent. Maybe you just, I don't know, like, do you just take care of this person? Are you their healthcare worker? Like, something coming through like this. Like, I don't know if you mother them. Okay, I'm gonna stop digging into this energy, you guys. This is quite the reading. I hope this helped you guys. Okay, this person loves you. They're very sweet. I feel like you have a heart of gold. I feel like this is very challenging. Okay, but I do feel like this person's energy is shifting with the transformation. And we can say, well, how could they all of a sudden just switch? Well, once this comes out of the shadow and they release it with that 10 Wands in reverse, they're able to see the truth with that Page of Swords that was sideways. Once they see the truth, it cuts through all the illusion. This person is capable underneath it all. They have to release this thing. 10 of Wands, put it down. Whatever's in the subconscious, okay? I don't know. This is all energy stuff. This is a miracle. And I do feel it's something that's like once in a lifetime here, okay? It feels very blessed. It feels almost very unlikely that something like this would even happen. And I do feel like Spirit is saying this is something that is shifting quite soon, sooner than you think. Even though we saw the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like it's long for this person because I feel this person's been in this energy for a very, very long time. A very long time. Okay? But this is true love and they feel like you're the one. Okay, perfect. The one. All right, Pile 4, that's your reading. I hope this helps you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.